What
I
is
see us, but I
happening?
don't see us. Where did we
Sheesh.
go? Always an adventure, child.
All right.
Always.
All right. So mute that. Try this. Oh, let me give you the link. The real link. Okay. Copy YouTube link. Paste. Apply. All right. So that's the direct link in
Okay.
case you're sending that out. Or they should be able to
Well,
just see that the
yeah.
page is live shortly. All right, there we go. There we goes. There we goes.
She's
There
like,
we
we are in
goes.
the places we are supposed to
Now we
be.
in the right spot.
All right, got it.
We in the right spot. Now why does space the things like I needed to? I don't know, but I'm not gonna get caught up in that right now.
The whole formatting of it all.
Format and really be it's
Mm,
something for me. It's a meaningful thing for me. So I always find myself getting caught up in formatting because it matters.
right.
Like it
But
really matters.
I
I was what was I
go ahead.
watching? Oh, Kiki, what it wasn't Demi Lovato, it was Duran Bernard.
Uh-huh.
Um, wait, let me focus. Hold on, so you don't put syrup on your grilled cheese. There it is. Duran Bernard and Kiki Palmer,
Mm,
um, did their they had an interview on Kiki's show, and Kiki
mm-hmm.
was asking him about if he was like a phone person or a group, what is it called? Lord, my brain is not working. What is
It,
FaceTime
ah.
person or whatever? Why did I bring this up? What were we just
The how your brain works with the formatting being important.
that? Okay, so
Yes.
Kiki was saying, Jesus, my brain. Okay, let me not put nothing else in here.
You got
So
you got
Kiki was saying that she is a text person. She was like, don't call me. Like, I'm very much a text person. And oh, because they were saying voice note, FaceTime, or phone call, or like, how do you want people to contact you or whatever. And
hmm
so Kiki was like, I'm honestly the annoying friend where I'm like, don't call me. It's like, you send me a text. And then Duran was like, so like she said, I'm gonna send an essay. And he's like, so is it at least formatted? She's like, oh, it's beautifully formatted. It's
Right.
beautifully formatted, spaced out and everything, but I'm definitely the friend who's gonna just send the essay. Like, so then
Got it.
Duran was like, he has a friend that sent him a 13-minute voice note. So then Kiki was like, 13 minutes? Like, that is like so crazy. That's wild. Like, that's wild for real.
You should have called me.
You should have just called.
You
That's
should
what
have
he said. He was like, you should
just
have just called because I'm not
I'm not
about to
gonna do
listen.
I'm gonna do that. Because if I get something and it interrupts it, like I'm definitely not going back. Like
That's way too much. And
I
not
barely
not
listen to
breaking up.
voicemails. Yeah.
The 13 minutes, like that's okay. Now this is like OD. Like this is really
Could
ridiculous, guy.
could have been a
You
phone
know?
call.
Correct.
Should have been a phone
Should
call.
have been a phone
Actually.
call. Yeah, at that point, we just gonna
Interesting.
need to schedule a call. But then he was saying he's a big FaceTime person. He's like, just FaceTime me.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my God.
Mm,
Absolutely not. You know how I feel about the FaceTimes.
mm.
Like, absolutely not.
I'm like,
Oh
either
shit.
you must be FaceTiming me because you're about to show me something. Like there's something I need to see. Like otherwise, there's no real reason for us to need to see each other during this conversation.
Correct.
I
You-
don't know about
I'd be like,
that.
why are you requesting my face? And then requesting my face completely, like just out the blue. You haven't even checked in to see if you can request my face at this time.
Like what I'm
What is
doing, or like,
happening?
hey, you need a minute? I need you to see something. Because why are you FaceTiming? Why are you
Like,
FaceTiming me?
like I just can't.
I don't
I just really
understand.
can't.
I just I don't understand why this had to happen like this. Why are you being this way? I
Yeah,
don't get
I don't get it. I don't get
it.
it. I don't get it at all.
Do not get it. Okay.
Okay, all right. We're showing live on the page. I
Yay.
updated the description and the picture. Okay, so now I just need to send the
Check,
messages. All right.
check.
So here we
I know. I
go.
love how this is the
I
same.
actually said to myself the other day, I was like, I need to add a checklist to this and actually like check off the things
Oh, like I did
because
the
in my
thing.
mind, I really be trying to remember everything and like, girl, cut it out.
That don't that don't
You
always work.
literally, you literally just forgot why you even brought up a story in the middle of telling the damn story. Like,
Child.
cut it out
And it
right
is definitely
now.
those moments where you're like, how do people know when it's an issue? Like, when is it just, oh, I'm doing too much, and so there's a bunch of stuff flying around my brain, or I'm
Uh-huh.
having memory issues? Like, when,
I
like,
know because when
and do
I
you,
tell you, I be in here like clearly I have dementia. Like clearly I
like,
have
how do you know?
dementia
And do you rely on other
and
people to tell you? Be like, boo, okay, it's been a lot. You didn't ask me a few
bruh,
times what this
bruh,
is. How you
real
know?
talk.
How
Real
you know?
freaking talk, yo. Real freaking talk. I don't know, but I definitely be in here like I clearly
Like
have
something's
dementia.
going on.
Like it's
Something.
clear. It's
Something's
like this
happening.
has been a lot. I feel like once I start getting on my own nerves,
Then it's a
that
thing.
is probably yeah. Which not that it takes a lot to get on my own nerves.
It's
It
getting
does
close
not take a
real
lot.
frequent.
But by the time I be like, bitch, you are on my nerves. Like by that time, I'll just be like, okay.
Okay.
Like
We might
clearly.
need to set up an assessment. They got an online quiz. How we know?
I don't
It's
know.
got to be
Oh
something.
my God. This is crazy.
Okay. Whew. That one took a
On
bit, but I got
for
that, Jesus. Thank you, Lord.
freedom
I
cheese if you want to come and
thought
hang
you was about to
out.
sing the Siamese song. Did you see Doja Cat dancing to that? We are Siamese, if you please.
Oh, I definitely remember the We Are Siamese, if you
Yeah.
please song, but no, I haven't seen Doja Cat. I don't feel like she
She
comes
doesn't
up
pop
in
up,
my
but and she was must have been on something else because she was doing some kind of it was a cool filter, but she was just dancing to that song, and I was like, I literally have not heard that song in decades.
Cause where
Like,
that's from a movie, ain't it?
is it like Aristocats? Isn't it the cats that sing it?
It's
And I
not
don't know
a
that I've
I
seen
feel
that
like
whole
it can't be
movie.
Aristocats because I don't feel like I've seen that. I
But
feel
that's what
like
I'm
it
saying.
has to
I
be
don't
from
think it's
something else.
something older. Is it
I
Dalmatian?
don't know.
I don't know.
That feels like it might be Dalmatians. How you spell that? We are Siamese, if you please. Uh, origin. Lady and the Tramp.
Oh shit, I was real wrong.
Definitely didn't see that in the cards.
Wow. Huh, okay.
Definitely didn't see that in the cards.
Take that. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. 96. Why are you
Yeah,
saying you're
I
not charged?
Lady
Okay.
and the Tramp.
Yeah, I would not have. Yeah. And I only made the pivot to Dalmatians because I was like, it does feel older. And I feel like Aristocat came out later. So I was like, maybe Dalmatians because that had cats and dogs. I don't know. But, child,
Well, you got dogs. I
I
don't
got the
and
dogs.
cat. Yeah. I don't even really remember seeing Lady and the Tramp. Like I
I
know
feel
I've
like I
seen
know I
it.
did, but it's not one that I could like recite. And like I remember them eating the spaghetti, and now I
Uh-huh.
remember the Siamese cats. But I definitely was.
I still don't
Speaking of
remember no.
different,
I don't remember no cat. I don't. The only thing I could see is them sitting at that table eating that spaghetti. That's probably all I got from that movie. That is all
so
I have in my
interesting.
brain.
It's
And
so interesting what the
Aristocats,
brain
I've
holds on.
definitely never, ever, ever seen that. I don't think,
I'm
like
trying to
ever.
remember if during my camp, either as a counselor or the director or something like that, like possibly during that,
You
but
was a camp director,
hmm yeah, because I
really?
started, I was
At St.
like,
Gabriel?
no, 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 this was at the Y. Because I was a camp
Oh,
counselor with them for like a year, maybe 2 summers. And then that third summer, the camp director left. And so they were like, we really want you to do it. And so then I was the camp director for that summer, that year. So like all the field trips and the
wow. How
kids
old
and the
were you?
classes and the counselors. I had to have been, because I feel like I must have done it coming back from school one year. So maybe 19, 18, 19.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think it was like the first couple of years
Interesting.
at FAM.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know
solidified
that.
the I
Fun
don't want
fact.
children phase. That was where I discovered the fact that I was not having kids officially. Like where like stamp, sealed, official, shut it down. Yes, the best birth control ever, child. Camp counselor, 100%
Because
recommend.
what
Do it.
ages did you? It was
It was
like you,
from
because
all
you were
of them.
director, so you were
It was
dealing with.
all of them from 4. I think 4 was the youngest, 4 up to like 12 or 11. Like it was no holds barred. Like
That'll do it.
a little kid like threw
That'll
a
do it.
padlock at somebody. Like they were interesting little kids. It was something. It was
Where, what, what neighborhood was it
this
in?
was Lee Circle Y. The one right behind, well,
Lee
when it was Lee
Circle.
Circle. So right off St.
Uh-huh.
Charles, and it was on.
Uh-huh.
Remember where the Esprit store was? I know that's going way, 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 way back.
The Esprit store. You know it's the Esprit store here in
I've
Medellin
seen
in the
one
mall.
here, and I was like, "There's one in an
That's
Exito.
crazy.
It has an Esprit section in the Exito," and I was like,
That's
"Esprit,
crazy.
wow, like that's still a
Ain't
thing."
seen
Okay.
Esprit in a minute, but also I remember when I got my Esprit bag, baby, and it was probably a
'Cause
knockoff, but you
I,
couldn't tell me nothing because
that was it.
I
That
didn't
was
have no
it.
name brand
It was
things.
better than Gap.
Esprit was that girl. But no, I don't know where that is
Oh
per
yeah.
se, but I'm trying to think of where them children was coming from. So that was
Oh,
those
yeah, it was everywhere.
like a uptown downtown mix type of
Yeah.
situation probably because Lee Circle is ain't that like considered on the brink of hey y'all
Hi, everybody.
isn't Lee Circle on the brink of uptown downtown? Ain't it once you cross over, like once you go up St. Charles the
Up
other
St.
way?
Charles further. Yeah.
That's uptown.
Right. And then
Then
back,
okay.
but
People that
yeah.
are listening to us, because
Are
we're
like,
not
what?
even finishing any complete thought right now, but
But yeah,
also you know what I'm talking about.
belly.
Uh, girl throwing a padlock. See, that's the thing in summer camp and them children, it'd be all kind of kids. And so were the kids having to pay to be there, or was
Oh yeah, it
there
was a full on, like they had some kids that were there for scholarships, so I had to set up stuff so people could donate. And then there were paid, like a lot of the parents that worked at the post office or the hospital because charity was still there. Like their kids went because it was closed, like so they knew it. Uh, there was a little bit of everybody, and but it's just kids are bad in general, so not bad,
child
but
badass kid with
I was
bad
like,
decisions?
yeah, they
I
they're
get
working
it.
through their decision making processes, and they don't always hit. So that was
Child
very
throwing
very
a
interesting. A
padlock.
padlock, girl. It was a time. It was
Oh
a time, but
my
I enjoyed it.
God.
I loved it. It was fun, and it was interesting because those
And
child.
also, you was like, I'm straight. I
That's it
don't
for
need to
me.
have any of
I don't need
these.
to do this. No, thank you.
I'm
No, y'all do
good.
this because you also hear the parents' stories of like their siblings and you see them struggling with work and like so you see not just oh, the arts and crafts of it all at camp, but like the lives of these kids that are in front of the lives of the kids that are in front of you. Being a teacher, you get all of it, and then for
A
me,
lot.
seeing it on a recreational, like this is for fun. You know what I mean? Like this is funsies.
Right.
Like this is low
And it's
impact.
still stressful
It's
as hell.
still stressful, and these parents are
Yeah.
stressed out. And so I was like, yeah,
The
no,
hell out.
that will not be for me. No, thanks. I pass. And yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yep.
That is crazy. Middle school definitely did it for me. Teaching middle
Middle
school,
school.
like I
Oh.
definitely was like, yeah, I won't be. This is absolutely not. And definitely not by myself. Like if I don't
Right.
have a partner who is going to be actively, hell no. Like this is because y'all doing the most, especially once they get to seventh grade. I can't stand seventh graders. They
That
lose
grade
their
specifically,
minds
huh?
in seventh grade. They lose their minds in seventh grade because I taught sixth grade for 4 years and then I moved up to eighth grade. So I
Right.
had some of my former sixth graders, right?
Right.
But then that 1 year where it was a gap, like I did six and jumped to eight, I had a research class of some of my former sixth grade students, but they were seventh grade students.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't like y'all.
What
Like I don't know
happened?
what your deal is,
What
but let me
happened?
tell you what's finna happen is I'm about to start jumping off the tables. That's what's about to happen in a second. Is I'm about to start jumping off the tables and karate chopping people because y'all better get it together. Like, hey, and this is a
Oh.
research class. Like this is not even research class means like it's not even it's a real class. Like they're getting a grade, but it's not like really based on curriculum. They were getting ready for what we used to call Science Olympiad.
Oh,
So they
okay.
would have like these different events that they would have to do. So like you're doing hands-on and projects and like all this kind of stuff. Why am I having to repeat myself? Why am I having to say the same thing over and over again? Oh, y'all want me to be real crazy. I can't. I said, I won't be
So
doing
that
this.
wasn't
I'm
it.
not finna, mm-mm, mm-mm.
Girl.
I'm not finna do this because y'all about to have me
Wild.
going to jail
You know,
and I love my
can't do it.
freedom. And
Can't do
so get thee away from me. And then so then their parents would come for like conference night, and then their parents are like, I just don't know what to do with them. I'm like, child, your
Me
guess is good
either.
as mine. Cause let me tell you, this seventh grade year,
Gonna ask you what you doing. Cause help. Help me. What
I
is
ain't got it.
this? Who are these
Okay.
people?
Now, when they get to eighth grade, it's like they return back to their sensibilities. And it was good.
Ah,
I taught a high school credit course. So I was also able to be like, this is high school in here.
right,
This is high
right.
school. I'm not
Yeah.
doing this. Don't talk to me about somebody took your damn pencil. Okay. I don't care. Figure it out. This
Get
is
another
high
one?
school in
Right.
here.
My
So
God.
I was able to like kind of like skip over like the foolishness in the but baby, it'll do it.
Girl.
Working with kids, it
Oh
will
yeah.
working with kids from lots of different places with lots of different situations. I don't know how anybody wants to have children after that. I really don't.
It's a
It's
wonder
a lot.
to me. It really is. And I
Oh, a
always wonder
wonder.
because when I went to school, it was from, well, different earlier, kindergarten, first grade, but from like second through sixth grade was one school, and that was elementary. And then from seventh through 12th was the other school, and that was high school. But then we had like the Livingstons and Gregory's that were like sixth to eighth grade for like middle school.
Uh-huh.
And I was
Uh-huh.
like, I wonder how
Uh-huh.
that was and like how the difference was, even for like our teachers at McMain, of getting us in seventh grade and going all the way through versus the teachers who just had that sixth to eighth grade, time with people.
It's
And
wild.
then they
That's
went
how it
on to,
is.
she said,
Wow.
they were struggling
Wow.
the whole
Because you
time.
literally just have them for those 3 years. So it's like they come in as babies and you're like, get it together, you got a brain and you're gonna have to learn how to think. Like you're gonna have to learn. So they come in with like all of the silly, he touched me, I'm not touching you, like all that
My
elementary
gosh.
foolishness, right? So then you got to like get them in gear for this is middle school. And then seventh
Right.
grade, they lose their mind. And then eighth grade is like, you going to high school next year. Ain't nobody got time for this. Okay? Get it together. Like, it's a lot.
Girl, they
It's a
had a
lot.
lady on TikTok. I guess she has like a normal routine that the kids do every day, all day. Good morning, y'all. Hi, everybody. We gonna start the show soon,
We about to get
I
started in a second, y'all, but also
but
banter.
she has like a routine of like how they start the day, whatever. This is what we do. So she walks in this day, doesn't say anything, just sits down at her desk. The instructions are on the board, and she's just waiting. She's like, I'm not saying anything to them. I didn't give them any instruction. She's like, the kids are just kind of talking to themselves. Some of them then just like put their head on the table. Somebody else was asking, like trying to ask her questions, but she wouldn't respond. And then finally, whatever the instruction was, one kid did it. And she was like, finally, we've only done this every day since you guys have come into my class. And why do you need me to tell you to do it? Where did you find out what to do? And the kid was like, well, it's on the board. Exactly.
It's
The
on the board where
instructions
the
are
bell work
here.
is. We do this every doggone day.
Child,
Every day.
child.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't grow out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Because as we work with adults, it's like I sent you a video, I walked you through it,
Mm-hmm.
I wrote you a big document
Mm-hmm.
with links and everything, and you still are like, I can't. What is this? How? It's like
Well,
how?
that's what sent me down to the school because I was a manager at Walgreens, and I was
Right.
like, I don't see the kids have an excuse. Like their brains aren't fully developed.
Children.
The hell wrong with y'all? Because what I'm definitely not fit to do is keep repeating myself to adults, and y'all older than me.
Y'all got
Absolutely not.
y'all are raising children.
Absolutely not.
You are parents.
Got
Child,
kids,
got
multiple
kids.
kids.
Multiple. Yes. This ain't your first
And
job.
you coming in here acting like, girl,
I gotta be on
sir,
time. Yes.
get
What?
out of here. Get out of here.
And with that,
So anyway. So anyway, welcome to So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. Let's get started. Go ahead and drop some honey pots into the chat.
honey,
We
if you hear
are
me.
getting this show on the road for another episode of So
Hey.
You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. Hey, y'all, welcome to season 3 of So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. We are two real life cousins having honest conversations about the things that we grew up thinking were normal, only to realize that it was actually the family recipe of dysfunction. And this season, y'all, we're talking about things from our family, but also just widening the lens worldwide, looking at patterns that are showing up in systems, culture, and the world that we're living in right now. Talking about discernment, preparation, community, but mostly we're holding space for laughter, okay? Pleasure, creativity, good food, and joy, because staying human is the biggest part of the resistance. And power to the people. We over here resisting the systems, okay? So we are excited that you are here, honey. You are right on time. And we're glad that you're in the space, in this place with
Woohoo.
us. So, hey, my name is Kim Berlind, Thailand, House of O'Neill Jackson and Adams, empathetic energizer, intuitive, inspirational innovator, seer of souls who are hurting, healer of hearts, and voice to the voiceless. What
Hey, Kim girl.
up?
Well, I am Kalonda of House Jackson, first of her name, assistant of entrepreneurs, beacon of dancer, creator of content, dancer of dreams, excellence, enchantress, and NOLA native. See, I said NOLA that time. Uh,
You did.
while you are here, we want to let you know what you can expect from us and what we expect from you as our watchers, listeners, however you are consuming this content. We want you to know that from us, you can expect transparency. We want to tell you what's going on. We are not experts in everything, but there are things that we are experts in. Now, if we come up against something that we aren't an expert, we will connect you to the people who are because we are what? Connectors. That is what we do. You guys are in the presence of a lot of brilliance, and it lives right there in that chat. So feel free, talk amongst yourselves. These are part of the expectations of you. We expect you guys to talk to each other, engage, ask us questions. We'll reach down in there and respond. Comment, like, subscribe, share again, and watch. If there's anything that resonated with you today, please share that with a friend or family member because it might give them something that they need. And if you go back and watch any of our previous videos, we're funny in there too. Keep in mind, we do curse. So just adjust your life accordingly if you need headphones or whatever in order to make your environment safe. Because we like a little spicy language. It adds color, okay? Other than that, we just want to know that you came from so you don't put syrup on your grilled cheese. So if you see us out in these internet streets, there's a few ways you can let us know, and that's with our emoji.
And so I wanted to give a shout out to Toolshed in the chat because he also put us some cheese in there. And I said, now that makes
Hey,
sense too for us to
it
have syrup,
does.
have the honey and the
The
cheese.
honey and
So
the
we might
cheese
have
for
to
the
add that,
show. So, because we have
Yeah.
two.
And so we do. We
Two
do. So
shed,
we might, yeah,
you own it. Two
we
shed, you
might
own
need to
it.
add that. We might need to add that. And so before we get into the emojis and things, we do want to charge you all with y'all got to come up with a name for yourselves, okay,
Yes,
for this here community. And so throw some suggestions into the chat about what y'all want to be called, like the people that are here in the So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese universe.
yes,
What y'all want to be called, okay? Because that's important, like,
very
to have
much.
names and build community and such. So, we got emojis. And here in the virtual world, that is one of the ways that we are able to show love and to communicate with each other and again show that you in the know, right? So our collective emoji here is the honey pot, soon to add cheese to it. And so that go ahead and drop some honey pots and some cheese into the comments. And you can do that if you're here in the chat live right now. If you're watching a replay, you can also just pause the video right now and go ahead and do that. Okay, that's how we know that you're listening and things and following directions. You feel me? So that is our collective emoji. And then we also have individual emojis. And our individual emojis, again, are ways that you are able to show us love. It feels like you're just beaming that love towards us anytime that you use those emojis. So my emojis are the sunflower and the crayon. The sunflower because my favorite color is yellow. It reminds me of the sun. It brings me joy. It makes me happy inside. And sunflowers are also the symbol for invisible disabilities. And as someone who is neurodivergent and figuring out what that means more and more every single day, I'm becoming a fierce advocate for those of us who live with things that people cannot necessarily see on the outside. All right. And then the crayon is my other emoji because there was a time in my life where everything was very black and white and gray. And I made a conscious decision to color the fuck out of my life. And that means inserting color, that means frolicking and joy and like bringing the boldness of the things into the world. So those are my emojis. Cousin, tell them yours, please.
Well, my emojis are the ladybug and the blue heart. I call it a cobalt blue heart, and we'll find out why in a second. But the ladybug has been um, a messenger for me. I don't know why I just blanked on that word. A messenger for me from God, from the universe, from the ancestors, just letting me know that I'm on the right path, that I am heading in the right direction, and I am aligned with the right people. Because not only do they appear to me, but they've started to appear to my loved ones and people around me and in my village. And a lot of times it is at those moments that like I need a message and it comes from someone else. So that's been very warm and comforting to me to know and see. So ladybugs are my thing. Um, Cobalt blue is my absolute favorite color. It's just like warm and rich and feels like a hug and home and all those things. And on this side of my life, I have decided like I want to love out loud, be loved out loud, not trying to decipher the hidden meanings and things and be able to have a clarity of what things are up front. And that's what that cobalt blue heart represents for me. So whenever you see me out there, ladybugs and cobalt blue hearts, that is how you let me know you came from. So you don't put syrup on your grilled cheese.
Love that. And so we have a couple suggestions already in the
Love it.
chat for what who y'all can be as the community. We have sweet cheese. We also have the toasties, which is that's
Oh,
cute. Okay.
all
Now
right. You're
that's
working with
cute.
something. You're working with
Okay.
something. Toasties. That feels
Okay.
good.
So y'all, it does. Y'all keep them coming though, right? Keep them coming so that we can narrow that down and then start addressing you all accordingly. If
Yes.
you are watching this live, come on into the live chat. That's where the community is, and you get to talk to us during the show, contribute, give your live reactions. If you are not able to necessarily type, you can always just tap the screen and do the things, right? For the things. Um, where I'm at, girl, on my thing. Where we at? Oh,
We are
updates.
updating.
That's what it is. Okay, so we are almost at 1,600 subscribers, y'all. Now, if you're watching this and you have not yet subscribed to the page, what you doing? Huh? Go ahead on and click the button and subscribe to the page, okay? In the Minding My Black Ass Business universe, we have a lot of different podcasts that are here. So we want you to get connected and involved. And so go ahead and subscribe to the page. And then while you are here, please watch some videos, okay? Because we're on our monetization journey and we do that together, all right? So we
Yeah.
need your support and your
Okay.
help in watching the things and looking at all the different playlists that we have so that we can reach our goal. And then, of course, we need you to share this. So if you will, go ahead right now and just stop and just share it. Send it to somebody and be like,
Somebody.
hey, come hang out with me in this chat. So that we can get the community growing, and get the things that we want to have out here in the spaces. All right. Also, if you are saying to yourself, they feel like such a good time, and I would love to be on there hanging out with them, you can be a guest here on So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese with us. All you have to do is email us at mindingmyblackassbusiness@gmail.com with the subject line, let me on there. That is how you put your name into the hat to be able to come on. There is a caveat though. You do have to try syrup on your grilled cheese. It is mandatory. Okay. So you do have to try it and then give us an honest review of what that looks like and tastes like for you. It is a whole science really that goes into creating a grilled cheese sandwich. The bread matters, the cheese matters, the type of syrup you use matters. Like all of that matters. There's a lot that goes into that. So you will have to have that experience and then give an honest review and then bring your people over here into the space. All right. So again, you can do that by emailing us at mindingmyblackassbusiness@gmail.com with the subject line, let me on there. Now, the last announcement and update that I have is our newest podcast in the Minding My Black Ass Business universe has premiered. It is called From Auntie with Love, and they air opposite Sundays from us. So, you know, we're here every other Sunday, and from Auntie with Love, when we not here, they're here.
They are.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, want to kind of, you know, help you out so that you are able to put the things on your calendars, right? And have your face in the place, right?
Amen.
So, we have a new episode from Auntie with Love that is going to be premiering next Sunday. And those premieres take place at 6 p.m. Eastern time. All right. And the aunties be in the chat and stuff. But what I want to do is I want to play a little clip from the upcoming episode. It talks about family dynamics. And there's a conversation that we had that I would like to cue you all into. And then Kalonda, I'm gonna be really interested in what you have to say about this as well. Okay,
All
all right, here we
right.
go.
Because I can't cook good.
Mm.
And you know,
And I don't like to. So that everyday thing,
Yeah.
you lost.
I be wanting to be in the bag. Like I go to the Whole Foods. I go to I get the fresh thyme. Okay. I get the rosemary, I get the dill. And
that deal
maybe
the
I shouldn't have combined all three of those.
No.
But
No, those definitely don't go together. No.
well,
Well, maybe I shouldn't. Well, maybe you should start there.
maybe there you have it. Because when I learned about pimentos, I'm not gonna get on a tangent, but what I'm just saying is even if I would like to be a stay-at-home mom, I couldn't do it because he would come home and be like, what is this? And I know right now, my boyfriend, he be trying to be nice about my cooking. But he just be like, oh yeah, no, I don't need nothing to go.
Yeah, we've got to have a girls' night cooking experience.
Okay.
We've got to help TT out.
Like,
we got to.
You must but he still love it here. You know, he just don't like the cooking, maybe. And he be trying to be nice about it. You know, I see him adding the salt, but you know,
Does he cook?
Savannah.
And he don't know how to cook either. So we both just, you know, he does not know how to make turkey burgers. So that's what I'm saying. So
y'all kids gonna be just out of
listen, you know what's gonna be cool because they ain't gonna know the difference.
You
ain't gonna know what's good or what's bad.
No, they don't know.
Just
They don't let them come to auntie house. They like,
they're like, hey, why food don't taste like
life will be changed. Like, yeah, my mama can't cook.
Why don't taste like
Them
So I'm curious. My girl said rosemary. What she said?
Rosemary, thyme, and dill
all together. No, we was like, not take the dill out. Take the dill out.
It gotta be by itself. It goes in a completely different dish. You might be able to combine two of them, but I don't know about all three. I'm sure there's a dish somewhere, but you don't have to do that. Don't do that. But I appreciate you getting the good ingredients, though. I mean, that's a start. That's
the first step.
That's the first step, and then you learn through tasting. And look, there is now Instacart and Uber Eats. There are prepared meals.
There are ways to be able to make sure that people eat if you are challenged in the cooking arena.
But the children will know. The children will know because
they will absolutely.
Their friends have parents that can cook. Your sisters and uncles and everybody around you that can cook, the children will know. Oh, that's where we eat. Like that's what we eat, and then your house is the house where they snack. Like people say there's the house that's the ingredient house where you gotta cook to make stuff, and then there's the prepared house where they have stuff that's like snacks and ready to just eat. So it's like when you live in an ingredient only house, like, oh, if I'm like hungry, I may just have to get like a slice of cheese because there's nothing already put together for me to enjoy. So yeah.
Do y'all live in the ingredient house or the prepared house? I'm curious. Like, is your house the ingredient house or the prepared house? I'm definitely the ingredient house. Like,
I feel like it's ingredient.
yeah.
Yeah. So much so that
Yeah,
I'd
I'm
be irritated.
definitely,
Be like, I gotta
because
cook
now I gotta go in here and
everything,
cook.
everything, like all of it. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
even yesterday I was like, I don't really feel like cooking, so I did have to like, I still didn't order food, like prepared food, but then I was like, I'm gonna just order some French fries and some nuggets, and then I could at least put that in the air fryer. But like that wasn't in the house. Like I was gonna have to make red beans if I wanted to cook yesterday, a defrost chicken that was in the freezer. Like, yeah, very much an ingredient.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. Okay, I had never heard that before, but also, that's a way for you to know, right? We all have a purpose, if you
Mm-hmm.
will, so it's all right. Just embrace yours. If you're in the
Right.
prepared house, just have the things on
Have the things
deck,
there. Right.
and that's just
Pull this
it.
out. You add milk, add water, throw it in the microwave, and go about your business. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
Yes.
That's it.
Uh-huh. Okay. So yeah, y'all have to come on down there to from Auntie with Love
Next
and
Sunday.
Kiki with us a little bit next Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern. All right.
All
All
right.
right. That's all of our announcements. Let us go ahead and transition into our transparency moment. This is the part where we actually take a moment to kind of see how our spirits are feeling right now, what's going on, how we're doing. We also invite you, as you are watching, to ask yourself how you are doing and what's happening, and then share with us so that we can hold space for each other. So it's on you. How's your spirit feeling today?
Today, my spirit. How is my spirit? I feel very inquisitive and like open, and um, it doesn't feel as heavy as like 2 weeks ago. Even though like I was personally good, there. I mean, the things, the shit that was happening is still happening. It's not like the world became roses. It's just that I'm carrying it a little differently now. I think so. It's kind of just there, which is scary and sad and its own separate discussion. But yeah, overall, I feel happy. I feel inquisitive. Like I really am just kind of open and learning and just wanting to see and understand how things are working, and also reflective. Um, it's coming up on like a year since I was working with this one particular client. So I'm like, wow, trying to figure out what milestones have I hit, have I been, not have I, because I have, but like how has my impact been felt in this year, and wanting to like solicit that information from them just to get it from their perspective, because again, I have active gremlins that'll be like, bitch, you ain't done shit. Like it's just as chaotic as it was day one. And I know that's not true. But if I give them extra time, they will try to have me believe that. So like I know that's not real life. So definitely reflective in that. Um, and just really excited about the future and looking forward, and wanting to work on alternatives for my digital nomad visa here, to be able to stay in Colombia for a longer time, which would be great. Um, yeah, that I can say overall good. My spirit is happy and light. It is just questioning, right? That's the question.
Very good. Very good. I said something about gremlins to somebody the other day. I was like, because if the gremlins try to creep in and they were like, eek, gremlins? And I'm like, yeah, you don't have brain gremlins that be in your
Guilt
head.
gremlins, blame gremlins, just evil, evil, evil gremlins that lie to you. They live there.
They were like, I've never heard of that before. I'm like, oh, child, they be there. Have you watched Big Mouth?
Oh, I love Big Mouth. Yes.
Big
Yes. The
Mouth.
Shane Grim.
If
Yeah.
y'all, yeah, I was about to say it does a really good job of like talking about all the different gremlins that be present.
Hmm.
So if y'all have never watched Big Mouth, it's on Netflix. This is not sponsored. But it's on
Right?
Netflix and it follows middle school kids. It's not a show though for middle
Not
schoolers
for
though.
children. Jesus.
It's
Don't.
it's definitely an adult show, okay, to help us understand what the children might be going through, but it is not to sit your kids down in front of it and watch. It's definitely not. But they talk about like the depression kitty,
Depression
the
Kitty.
anxiety mosquito, the shame
Mm-hmm.
wizard, then they have hormone monsters. All
Yes.
of them have a hormone monster. And so it like shows like all the things that are happening behind the scenes within our heads, and definitely within middle schoolers,
Yes.
in their heads and in their bodies and stuff. I highly recommend it. I actually
I
recommend it
love
to
it.
teachers all the time because I'm like, if you want, because I feel like sometimes we forget, like we forget what life was like when we were
Yeah.
in middle school.
Mhm.
And so it's a lot why them kids be making them bad choices because they got a lot going on in their
They
brain
got a
and they
lot
trying to figure
happening.
out what the hell
Right.
is going on.
And they're
So
surrounded by
but
other
it's a good
people their
watch.
age, right? That are leading them astray
Correct.
that don't have the answers.
Yeah, the peer
Yeah.
pressure, like it's a really, really, really good show. So if you've never watched it, I really do recommend that you watch it. But then also it'll kind of talk to the gremlins and the things that are going on.
Yes.
So how am I
Yes.
doing
How
these
are
days? I'm
you?
honestly, child, holding on by a thread. I feel like, you know what I would describe right now? This my life right now feels like nigga rigging. It just feels like everything is pieced together with duct tape and like
Paper clips,
temporary situations and fixes.
prayers to Jesus.
Big time.
Call it
Big
African
time.
engineering if anybody needs to call something nigger rigged while they at work. But
Correct.
do your thing. Don't get
Correct.
fired.
Africanized engineering is the kind of what my life is like right now. I'm in a space where everything is running out and everything needs to be replaced.
Wow.
And like, it's just a lot. It's a lot right now. So I am grateful for spaces like this where I'm able to kind of come and laugh and, just be with community for a moment.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to keep it together. My cycle is about to start, but also I've entered this new era where there are false alarms. Like, so first of all,
Oh,
thankfully, I know I'm not pregnant. So
amen.
that's like, I'm
Hallelujah.
glad that's not a worry, right? But like even when we were meeting on Friday for the runner
The running
show,
show.
as soon as I opened my mouth, I got nauseous. And I'm like, this is new. Like this whole nauseous thing, this has been happening for maybe like the past maybe 4 months,
Oh,
that a
wow.
couple days before my cycle starts, I get so nauseous. Like just I would think I was pregnant
Yeah.
if I was having the sex. Like I would really be like,
Did you
I'm
say baby?
clearly this is yeah. I would really think like, is there a baby in there? Cause what is happening? So I'm having like nausea. I'm having the phantom cramps
Mm.
beforehand that are like in my back, like
Oh.
just wearing me out. Like, yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot. So I'm trying to figure out my tea regimen. I definitely know that cinnamon tea is helpful.
Uh-huh.
So I've kind of got that on deck,
Okay.
trying to have,
To
something to
soothe and
support myself.
calm. Yeah.
But child, we over here with duct tape dreams and prayers. Okay.
Amen.
That's what that's that's what's going on.
Look,
That's what's
that's
going
keeping
on
a lot
around
of
these.
people together. Okay, that is keeping a lot of people together. You would be surprised what you can do with duct tape prayers and
Woo!
dreams. You gonna make it.
Shit.
You gonna make it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is how I'm feeling. So again, we invite you all to let us know in the chat, and in the comments how your spirits are feeling these days. Give us a little bit of insight. We when we first were starting out this, we were talking about Mercury retrograde. We've talked about that quite a few times. Is definitely whipping ass and taking names these days. Like it is a wild, wild situation out here in these technological streets and in the communication streets. And like it's a lot that's going on. So I guess I'll go ahead and move into my Yes Indeed Life updates. There are two
Yeah.
things that I wanted to highlight. The first thing is that I made some flaxseed gel.
Oh yeah, you did. Oh
I
wow, I told you
did.
about Flexi Gel a while ago, but I think you had even talked about it back then too. I'm so excited you made it. How was it? How
But
did it?
I made it because I've used it like I usually would use Auntie Jackie's flaxseed gel, but I
Mhm.
also it felt kind of like alcoholish, kind
Oh,
of like it doesn't it felt like it was an ingredient in there that was kind of like yes.
I don't know about that. Got it.
Excuse me.
Careful, careful.
So what I did is I made my own flaxseed gel.
Yes.
And I got really excited because first of all, the bag of flaxseed was like $2.
Nice.
Okay. And like, okay. And so I made the gel. Now what I the flaw in the system, if you will, and if you're in the Patreon, I put in a vlog so you're able to see like the behind the scenes and stuff. But you know how people be using a mesh strainer? I didn't have a mesh strainer. I only had a like a colander. So, you know, some flax seeds had still got in it because I didn't really,
She's like,
but
look.
it was fine. It was totally fine. Lesson learned.
She's like, I wasn't
But it
selling it.
was so easy.
Oh, because you just boiled
Yeah.
it.
That's
I mean,
it. You literally boil it for like 5 to 7 minutes, and then it gets jelly. And then while it's hot, you strain it. And I also didn't have like a stocking or cheesecloth or any of that stuff. So I literally was just like, I'm gonna pour it in the strainer, y'all, and see what happens. But so you do that, and then I also made some rosemary, mint, and clove water.
ooh,
So I have that in my spray bottle now. So when I'm refreshing my curls, I use that. Okay, and it's real cute. And then I have the flaxseed gel. But this is the thing. I
I
think I
see your
did my
curls
hair
look
last
good.
Monday. Girl,
Stop.
they popping. You hear me?
That's from last
Last
Monday.
Monday. Last Monday is when
Eh,
I did my hair. Okay.
girl,
And it is these curls. And I didn't
they're
do like finger
juicy.
coils or anything. I just
Yeah.
literally was like, okay, we finna put it in here. I kind of ran the brush through it a little bit, make sure that it got, and then I was like, all right, let it dry. And it has done a phenomenal job. Like the hold has been really well. My hair is not crunchy. It feels moisturized. It's shiny.
Yes. I'm looking at now. Did it take a long time to dry? Like, or you felt like it was a normal? 'Cause, sometimes if you have gel, like not made gel, but like
No, I
gel, it
feel
takes a bit
like and I let it dry overnight.
longer. Okay.
I feel like I don't have a blow dryer. This is why I say my life is
Yeah,
being held together by duct
I
tape,
understand.
okay? So I don't have a blow dryer, so I laid in front of the heater for a little while and let it, do a little. Let me just hang my head off the edge of the bed and like, get in there. So I did that for a little while and then I went to sleep. And when I woke up in the morning, it was dry by that time. So no, it didn't feel like it took a really long time to dry. Not any different from
Yeah.
what it was taking before. Mm-mm. And
Okay.
I did have a couple flax seeds that was in there because I didn't pick them out real good, but it was all right. I had to tell girl, I had to remind myself like that is flaxseed, not an insect. Okay, so relax,
Okay.
relax you know
Woo!
but yeah, it was a really cool experience and very easy, and so I still have some. It's supposed to keep in the refrigerator for up to 2 weeks,
Oh,
so I
okay.
still have some in there. And then I'm gonna wash my hair probably tomorrow.
Okay.
Probably not tomorrow. Tomorrow I have a lot of work to do. Probably today, actually. So I'm gonna wash my hair again and then use the rest of it. But I was very pleased. Like I really have not
Oh,
had to do anything with my hair at all the entire week. It's just been
just
popping.
fluff and go. I love it. I love that. I don't remember where I was. I feel like I was still in the States. And it might have been during COVID, actually. This makes more sense. When I was like, oh, and watching all the natural hair girlies because everybody had to be natural because we couldn't get anywhere. And
Correct.
so,
Mm-hmm.
oh, flaxseed gel, da 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 da. And I never made it, but I was like, that looks really good and easy, and like the results always look nice. So look out.
It was very easy.
Congratulations. And you get to,
Yeah, it
I
was
don't know if
very
you've been
easy.
in TikTok since I don't remember when I sent it. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but I had gone down the rabbit hole of making incense. And so I was sending you videos, and one of them was talking about getting leftover tea from coffee shops because they don't do as much tea because it's a coffee shop, but some people do come in for
Mm-hmm.
tea. So then it winds up with them having opened this bag, but they don't go through it. And according to the expiration date of whatever it is, or shelf life of some sort, that they can't sell it. But that, like, if you came in, you could
Mm.
buy it, and it's usually really it's discounted, and it doesn't go bad because it's tea leaves. It's just, the property is different, whatever. Anyway, people were using it to grind it up to add to their incense, or even just to like roll their incense in, because it would either have the rose or mint or lavender, and so the smell
Mm-hmm.
was really good. So I sent you a couple videos about that, so don't worry if you're like, why is she
Why,
sending
thank
me
you.
all of these? But they looked really
Why, thank
interested,
you.
and when you said the rosemary, I was like, oh yay, she could even use this, like if she had leftover stuff, to make
Yeah.
her incense. And they made cones and
Yeah.
sticks. I was very intrigued. So we'll see if I actually do it. But I wanted to pass it on in case I don't, then somebody else can.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I definitely want to make my own incense. I don't think I've had incense for months now. It's
Oh
probably been 2 or 3 months. It's so sad.
no.
Um so yeah, I definitely want to do that. So thank you. Thank you for
You're welcome.
that. And that will probably be my next craft whenever I'm able to do that. I see Tulsha said I'm gonna look into flaxseed gel because the gel in stores makes my scalp itchy. Yeah, they be
Oh
having
yeah.
extra
It's
stuff
the
in
silicone and
the
alcohol, and yeah. Because it'll dry your
yeah.
hair out
And
first.
And that's what I mean when I'm saying like the brand I was using, it felt alcoholish. Like it didn't
Hmm.
feel like it was really like moisturizing like at all. Whereas this gel definitely feels like it was moisturized and shiny. Like I'm very much
Yay.
pleased
And for two
with the
dollars,
results.
you
For
can't
two
beat that.
dollars, girl. And
And you
two
still
dollars
have
wasn't even
extra,
the
I
whole
bet.
bag.
I was about to
There you
say
go.
that part.
There you go. Because I did my ratio was a half cup of flax seeds to 2 cups of water. I would
Okay.
actually probably do 3 cups of water, to be honest, because it
Oh,
still felt kind of like
thick.
thickish.
Mm.
Um, but some people like use it for a pre-poo to detangle, and then others use it
Oh,
as like a deep conditioner, and then people also use it as like a curl gel. And
yeah.
so I just use it as the curl gel, and yeah,
Oh,
5 out of 5, highly recommend. Very easy, but get you a
nice.
mesh strainer, all right, so you don't have little flaxseed
Cheesecloth.
because it will make you, if you don't remember, it will make you be like, are these, what kind of insect is this?
What is
What
in my
is this?
girl?
Yeah.
She's like that.
Yeah.
That happened.
Uh, so that is the first thing. And then the second thing is I'm in full swing with Discover Your Destiny and Found Her Future. And
Yay.
it has just been so cool, this particular cohort, because I have been able to like coach from 2 ways. So
Mm.
like there are participants that are in Discover Your Destiny, but then there are also people who are getting their life coach certification.
Yes.
So the folks who are getting their life coach certification are in Discover Your Destiny as a participant, but also thinking about, okay, now that I'm here, I have my teacher hat on. How can I use this to structure my own program? And so I really feel like I've been in the zone. Like it really
Yay.
makes me feel like, girl, because this is what you do, you know? So being able to support with those different lenses has kind of given my brain some additional exercises to do, I guess, and how things like wrap around and how it can be like a full circle,
Mm-hmm.
consistent container. And then having people in the space who have already done it, but they're doing it again as an additional how do I want to say, they're able to give insight like, oh, I remember when I learned that, but also I remember when I learned that, and now I need to go deeper with what that means for me at this point and like how I help somebody.
Right.
It's a learning container, and I be in there
Oh, that's
like,
beautiful. I did
it's
that.
so good.
That confirmation in front of your face is none other. That is awesome. And I'm glad you're stopping to see it and appreciate it in the moment.
In the
And
moment.
like this is what I created. And like look at them go. Oh, the babies.
Yeah. Yes. It has been really, really, really fulfilling. And I'm grateful. Oh, side note, this is exclusive
Oh,
information. So the
hey.
only people that will know this
Exclusive.
are people that are here right now listening. So I had a meeting yesterday with she was a neighbor when I used to live, when I had my house. She lived around the corner, and Jack and her dog Quincy were best friends.
Oh,
And so, girl, it was so cute. And Quincy was a golden doodle. And so he was
oh,
big. And then here come
right.
Jack. And they just used to be, it was just so cute. But anyway, we had a meeting yesterday about doing a retreat.
Nice. Mm. Oh, this
And
is
I'm very excited.
exciting.
I'm very
This
excited.
is
I'm very
exciting.
excited. I'm very excited. So
Love.
y'all are gonna have to tap in, and I'll update from time to time as things come along.
Yes.
But
I
that's
can't wait.
exclusive, hot off the press. Like this was literally just yesterday.
Mm.
So that was really exciting. So I'm happy about the things that are taking off and starting to like really kind of just see it all come together and what the big picture is supposed to look like.
Hmm.
So being able to kind of zoom out a little bit and like, okay, this goes with this and this, goes like that. Like so I'm piecing the things together.
All
I'm piecing the
right.
things together. Yeah. Yeah.
Congrats in
It's been
advance.
pretty cool.
Can't wait to hear about it.
Gracias. Gracias. I'm really
Yes.
excited. So I'm going to pause here for a commercial break. And
Woo-hoo.
on the other side of this commercial break, we want to know what's going on in your world and what are your yes indeed life updates before we get into the things that are actually happening in the world for reals. Okay.
Yes,
All
yes.
right. Here we go, y'all. What if the thing you've always called too much was the exact thing God designed on purpose? This is for the ones who've always known they were different. Too sensitive, too loud, too knowing, too intuitive, too woo woo. But what if your sensitivity is actually your superpower? What if your intuition was your inheritance? Discover Your Destiny is a 10-week sacred journey back to yourself. We explore the design of your soul, your spiritual gifts, and the unique way that God speaks to you. This isn't church. It's not a rule book. It's not a performance. It's the moment you stop chasing approval and start walking in divine alignment. You'll gain clarity, language, and confidence around who you are and what you are here on the earth to do. You'll learn the real voice of God. And if you feel called to go on to become a certified intuitive melanated life coach, this is where that path begins. There are 2 ways to enter this sacred container: the Destiny track, full investments and coaching experience, or the Divine Exchange track, where internship meets soul work. You'll support podcasting, content creation, or brand development behind the scenes while learning how your unique gifts benefit the collective. Your knowing isn't a flaw, it's the fingerprints of God. This is your invitation, and I hope that you'll answer. So you can get more information about Discover Your Destiny by going to dyd25.com. All right,
Hey.
what's going on in your world, ma'am?
Well, like I said, looking at different ways to potentially stay here longer, looking at a digital nomad visa, like all of that fun stuff. Um, and then also trying to figure out different housing solutions so we can get out of the Airbnb ecosystem, which like don't get me wrong, especially if
Mm-hmm.
anybody watching is still, looking at moving abroad or being a digital nomad or just living a life outside of the States, whatever you want to title it, it's up to you. Airbnb was a very good start and a way to be comfortably integrated into that while you get the lay of the land. And I definitely, excuse me, enjoyed the benefits of being able to like get on an app and just kind of scroll and look and see the reviews and be able to couple that with the research I've done on YouTube or with ChatGPT and all the different things to find all the information and be able to take the little house tours and with the pictures and stuff. So it definitely was grateful for that. What comes with Airbnb though is these are generalized statements that are just based on my experience. So take it with a grain of salt, asterisks for everybody, whatever. It comes with an expectation of, oh, you're coming from the state, you can afford this, so you can pay 14 times the normal rate for this apartment than someone who lives in this area, right? So knowing that, so that you may possibly be paying a gringo tax or whatever they call it in different countries, but you pay a tax for being a foreigner and not knowing any better or having the access to those markets directly. Also, the impact that it has in those areas, because people are now choosing to rent more to tourists because they can get more money. So the people that do live there tend to have less access to affordable housing. So I don't really want to be a part of that system if I can help myself, obviously. And it is from a place of privilege to be able to kind of dip in and dip out of it. And I'm aware of all of those things. So I just try to be as responsible as I humanly can with that knowledge. Because if you know better, you do that. So that is my thing. What I have heard from some people who have moved here is they were like, yeah, I gave myself a week in Airbnb to like map out the neighborhoods and find out the areas, and then I got off. Where I was like, I got 90 days. Let me book my place for 90 days because Kalonda likes to know where she's gonna sleep. Jesus, like if you want to stress me out, take away my security around housing. I will be stressed immediately.
Right.
Don't like it. So that was interesting. So just hearing that and navigating that. So all that to say, with wanting to stay longer, it was a question of do we extend the place that we are at currently and try to like maybe find some kind of deal with them outside of Airbnb, or if it was finding somewhere else. And luckily we had been building this community here that has insight, access, and whatever. So someone was like, yeah, here's the information for my administrator, and they have a couple buildings, so they can tell you what is available. And I'm like, oh, that's super sweet. Thank you. So I reached out. They told me like 2 places. They were like, we can show you on Monday. This was probably like a Saturday or a Sunday. So I'm like, oh, awesome. Sounds great. We go to the place. It's like super close to the beach. It's actually not far from where we are right now. Like, I mean, you walk out of the building and maybe 10 steps and your toes are in the sand. Like, it's right there. Yeah.
Oh, you love that.
My soul was happy, right? So we walk in, we tell the guy at the Porteria, like, hey, we're here to see Martha. And so he's like, okay, go up to the 3rd floor. Like, that's where administration is. So there's this cute little clear, I was gonna say umbrella elevator that's there that just goes up to the 3rd floor. So we're like, okay. So we get in the elevator, we press the button, nothing happens. And so he comes over, he's like, oh, there's a sensor because I guess you can also get into the elevator from outside. So it has double doors. And so he's like, oh, you just can't stand here because there's a sensor right there. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I scooch over, press the button, we go up to the 3rd floor. Get to the 3rd floor, nothing happens. Nothing. So we're just like, oh, okay. Now the good thing, thank God, is it's clear. So we can see the people that are on the 3rd floor and they can see us and that we have not gotten out of the elevator that has arrived. And so we're like, all right, I'm pressing the open door button. Pressing the open door button, nothing's happening. So then a guy comes over to the window and he's like pointing down and saying 2. So we're like, okay, go to the 2nd floor. All right. So I press the button for 2, nothing happens. And I'm like, 2, and then the lights go out in the elevator.
Oh.
right?
Oh.
So now we're in the elevator. There's no power to the elevator. So now 4 of the guys that could see us in the elevator come over and they're trying to like pry open the doors, right? So I've described myself as a duck before. And so very much anyone seeing this happen to me on the outside, I look very calm and just kind of like, oh, do I need to help you open this door? Like, what do we need to do, right? In my head, however, every possible death scene from Final Destination is playing. I'm seeing this elevator plummet to the ground. I am seeing us getting halfway out the elevator and then it plummets to the ground. Like all of it is plummeting to the ground because there's no power. How are we in an elevator with no power? What is happening right now? So now in this time, the security guard from the Portadilla, he comes upstairs and he has like the elevator key because he's telling them to stop trying to open the door. And I'm inside, like, watch your fingers. Because again, the Final Destination is going to take your fingers out when it plummets to the ground. So then he comes he comes up with this elevator key. He opens the door. And I'm like, okay, you got to get out quick because, again, the plummet.
It's going to plummet to the ground.
You understand. So I'm like grabbing Bianca by her fanny pack, trying to like...
Not by the fanny pack.
Girl, any way necessary. We got to get out of here. And this is like, unbeknownst to me at the time, this is like one of her greatest fears. And so she was very calm. I will say, if they're like, anyone watching us, if there was elevator camera footage, like I know she recorded it, so there is video of us doing this whole process. But like, if there was elevator footage, they'd be like, well, they were fine. Because I mean, on the outside, we looked very, very calm. But it was not a good time. And so it's like, we were stuck in the elevator. So when the guy opens the door with the key, you hear Bianca go, well, that's a no. We still haven't even seen the apartment, right? Like,
oh my God.
I was like a no off, right? So we're like, well, okay, we gotta go meet Martha. And like the people around her like, ooh, and I was like, see, ooh, like that was crazy. And I'm asking her, I'm like, has this happened before? And I'm like,
right. I'm like, does this happen often?
But it's not like she's gonna tell me yes. I'm just asking this woman to lie to me, like, make me.
You're like, that's the first time this ever occurred.
First time the elevator's ever stopped. I didn't even know it could do that. So now we have to get to like the 17th floor. So we have to get in another elevator after. Just looking at Bianca, and Bianca is like she's holding it together, but you can tell this is not where she wants to be right now. So luckily we get out of the elevator, everybody kind of like takes a breath to recalibrate and like ground themselves. What? So anyway.
Because how long were y'all in there?
In the elevator.
Realistically.
I would say maybe 2 minutes. I don't even know if it was more than 3 minutes. But that feels like a long time. If we did an exercise and didn't talk for 2 minutes right now, all of y'all would feel like, God damn, like when how long is 2 minutes?
That's fair.
Long time.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like forever. We weren't in there for like an hour waiting for them to like dig us out or nothing. It was when you don't know and when you think any second, whatever leftover power is holding you up from plummeting to the ground is going to go away.
Oh my God.
I'm going to stay there. I don't know. I don't want to find out. I just want to get out of this elevator. So anyway, so that was our first experience, literal first experience. So then we get into the apartment and now we got pictures of the place before we went, obviously. We're like, okay, cool. You can see the view, has a little hammock on the patio, all the cute little things. We're like, yay. We open the door. Well, now, since the picture was taken, there's a building that's being built. Full on construction. full on building.
I'm out.
Like, I thought about you immediately.
I'm out.
Like, okay. Now, I will say at the time, because when everything was closed, like we couldn't really hear, you heard it, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't like loud and obnoxious or like it didn't feel like you were right next to a construction zone kind of thing. And if we had something on in the house, I feel like that would be enough to cover the sound. So, okay, fine. But then when you open the door, though, it is like you are next to a construction site. Like you are hearing all of that happen. So we're like, okay, whatever, we'll see. So, I mean, the living room area is like spacious, it's nice, it has the 2 rooms, 2 bathrooms. And we're like, well, you know what? We could probably work with it. And it turns out one of the people that we met lives in the same building, is like across the hall. Like, so it has some good things, right? There's a buffalo barbecue floor. There's a floor where you can hang your hammock if you don't have hooks, say on your balcony. You can take your hammock up there, have hammock will travel, and then just like sway away on the 12th floor. I was saying, oh,
wow, that's fancy.
right, super cute, super cute. And then like once a month they have somebody come in to teach yoga up there. They have a massage room where people come in and like you can book to do massages at the place. It was just real. That stuff was cute. Like that was nice. There's the pool. You can see the beach from the pool. Like I said, you can walk to the beach. It's right there. And they have a little like foot shower situation right at the entrance of the apartment, so you can clean off your feet before you go in if you did take a stroll on the beach. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So we're sitting there. We had told her to give us a minute so we could talk about it and kind of figure out what we wanted to do, because we're very much still needing to process the elevator situation.
Right.
And in that, the conversation was very much like, is this a sign? You know, is God saying like, no, stop, don't go? Or does it mean, is there another way to interpret that of like, that's where we're supposed to be? Like, this is where you gotta be. I don't know. I don't know what that means. And it was very interesting trying to figure that out and decipher it, because it's like, well, it definitely does check a lot of boxes, but it does have some things where we'd be like, well, I don't really like that so much. But it's an up and coming beach now. Like, you may have ocean views, and then 3 months from now, there's a building going up, and that view is going to be different, So you don't know. And I don't know if they do air rights here. I don't know. I'd have to find it out. But so it's a thing. It's something that could happen. So while we're sitting there, this couple comes and they start talking, and this is in Spanish, and they're like, they said something about administration, and I was like, oh, Martha, see, because we were waiting. She was waiting for us to tell her what we wanted to do. And so then the lady must have taken that as me saying like, yes, I am. And so then she starts talking and like, oh yeah, we want to get an apartment, 6 months to a year, da 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 da. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. Is she? I was like, no, that's us. We're looking to see an apartment for 6 months or a year. And then the guy that she was with realized we were both having two very different conversations. And he's like, no, wait a minute. And I was like, oh, sorry, yes, no, Martha is over here, like by the gym. And so they go over there. Cool. So in that meantime, we decide, okay, yeah, we like the place. We want to see what we have to do to go about getting it. So we knock on Martha's door. Somebody opens the door, and the couple is in there. So I was like, oh, do you need a minute? And she's like, yeah. And we're like, okay. And she's like, well, do you guys want it? And we were like, well, yeah. And she's like, okay, because that's why they're here. I have to let them know the situation. I was like, oh, we're about to make these people homeless. Oh
no. Not about to make them homeless.
A little while later, they come out, and the lady just looks at me like that. I was like, Lo siento. And so then we hug and shake hands and like introduce each other and all that kind of stuff. It was cute. But it was a very interesting experience, like having all this happen while we're literally just trying to see if this is somewhere we want to live. So all that to say, hopefully we find out that yes, that is a thing. But it just made me also wonder, just as conversation for us, like how do you know and decipher like what the signs are saying? Like Is this a
Yeah.
sign? And how do I read this? How does my body feel in this?
So it sounds like they have two elevators though. So
Yes,
are
yes.
y'all able to bypass that
Will
other
never be in
elevator?
an elevator ever again. I have blocked it from my memory. It's like a cute little four decoration elevator that apparently just gets you from the first floor to the main amenities on the third floor. But there is a main elevator that goes all the way up to the 20th floor. That is the one that I will be in.
Uh-huh. Now, but y'all said y'all know somebody that's in the building. Did
Yes.
y'all ask them if the elevators be
Yeah,
working?
they said that they had never heard that they had never seen that happen. So I feel a little more
Okay.
comfortable with them saying it besides the administration lady because
Correct. Because they're gonna be like,
she,
mm-mm, girl, that ain't
God,
never
never.
happened before.
Never, ever, ever.
Wow. Tulshed said here, he said, dang, it sounds like elevator experience in India. In India, they have these gates you have to close yourself. The doors are not automatic. You can see the floors and walls going up or down. So dangerous.
Oh,
It
wow.
sounds like this elevator that I got stuck in Mexico City, is what it sounds like. And I got stuck in the elevator on the way to the airport. I was
Oh,
about
no.
to leave the country, girl, and I was on the way to the airport, and it was one like there was a door you had to close, but it was a
Mm,
first door and then a
yeah,
second door, and like it was a
yes.
whole like thing. It was also glass, and also I was very much stuck up in there, and I
Wow.
remember being like, "Hey, hey, hey, I gotta get to the airport," and then like I don't even remember. I blocked it out clearly. I don't even remember how I got out, but I remember that I had left my bags because, and then somebody had to like go up and get my bags and bring them down the stairs.
Oh,
I was
wow.
like, I was not calm. I was not
Oh,
calm.
I'm,
I was not freaking out, but I was very much like, this is the last straw on a whole lot of things, and I just need to get to the airport. I remember the Uber driver had to like calm me down because
oh,
he was
wow.
waiting. Like I was literally like, oh, my Uber's here. Let me take my bags down and go, and got stuck.
Girl.
Like
Oh,
it's not my one of my biggest fears,
yeah, yeah.
but I try to like actively divorce myself from thinking about the fact, because I talk about this all the time, like the amount of trust that we put into buildings and
Yes,
construction and
yes.
elevators and things, like we put a lot of trust
A
into
lot.
that. And I try to actively like divorce in my mind
All
everything
the
that
things.
has to work appropriately for me to get to where I need to go. Because even in this place that I'm in right now, I'm on a higher floor. So I'm not walking up the stairs. Like I'm
Right,
just
right.
not, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And the other day we had a whole bunch of power surges. Remember, I was telling you,
Us
and
here
one of the
too.
elevators was out. It wasn't working. So then the next time I had to get in the elevator, I was like, listen, Lord, now
Now look. Hello.
I can't take too much more. Okay. I do not want to be stuck in this elevator. These elevators are not glass. So then I'm always like, how they gonna know
How they
that I'm
know?
in here? And like now I gotta tell you in Spanish in the middle of a crisis of what's going on and what's happening. It's a lot. It's a
Because
lot.
was there a
It's
phone in the one that you got stuck in? How did you tell
I ain't
them?
been in an elevator that they had a button that made noise. It
So
wasn't
it's an intercom.
a
I mean,
phone or
but some
anything.
sort of
It wasn't
communication.
even an intercom. It wasn't an
Oh.
intercom. It was like you push the button and it makes noise. You push the button and it makes noise. That's it.
Like,
So I kept pushing the button to make the noise. Cause get me out of here right now. Like I don't consider myself claustrophobic, but and I've been stuck in elevators a few times. It's actually happened to me a few
really?
times. I remember going to a school. I remember going to a school in Tampa and I was stuck in the elevator, but I had my phone and like I called the teachers and was like,
Yes.
I'm in the elevator. Like I don't even know how I got a signal because you don't be having signals
Right.
in the elevator
At
shaft,
all. My
but I
shit was
guess I
turned
was
right off.
close enough to a
Oh.
floor or whatever. But at that point I remember I had just sat down on the floor and I was like, we're just gonna just sit and just We gonna be all right. And thankfully I didn't have to go to the bathroom. That's the other thing. It's like, what if I have to go to the bathroom? What if,
Right.
like, your brain starts going all the places? It's a lot. It's
No,
a lot. So
no,
I'm
that was a
glad y'all
new
got out of there.
child. That was a new one. That was a new one for me. And it wasn't something that I knew to be like, I know that can happen. I know it's possible, but like I just never, it's not even something I thought to be afraid of. So then when it happened, I was just like, okay, all right, we're here now, like let's just see
We're
how this
here now.
let's just see how this goes. Because then I think this must have been before that happened. No, this was after that happened. The power went out in the house, and we were supposed to go to dinner and meet some people for dinner. And so I'm like, oh, well, power's out, and we're not high up. We're on the seventh floor, so it's like that's enough stairs to be like, I'd rather not, but I could go down them. That's fine.
Uh-huh.
So, but Bianca's like, we're not going. The elevator doesn't work.
We
So
not.
then
She got the elevator PTSD. She
she's
like,
like,
I'm
that's not
not getting on another
happening.
elevator.
Like, that's not happening. And so when I opened the door, like the lights were on out in the hallway and the light was on for the
Uh-huh.
elevator. And so I'm like, do we chance it? Cause like that feels risky. So luckily the power wound up coming on. But then of course when I got in the elevator, I'm like, well, we don't know. Can we get down to the first floor before the power goes out again? What happens? But
Correct. That's what it feels like.
luckily since then we were fine. But this does make me think of when I was in Peru and I was getting a tattoo and we had a huge earthquake. And I mean, like, I was in I we hadn't start she hadn't started tattooing me yet. I was in the bathroom like washing my
I
hands or
was about to
something.
say
No,
mid tattoo.
no. It was like, thank God she had not started. And so I'm in the bathroom, and I mean, it's like sometimes the earthquakes are just like a little, like, oh, did that happen? And at first, it started like that. It felt like a big truck rolled by, and you felt the tremors.
Uh-huh.
But
Uh-huh.
we were too high up to have felt that. So that's when I was
Oh.
like, oh, the ground is moving. Like we are having an earthquake. And then it got stronger. And you're like, oh shit, it's happening right now. So I came out of the bathroom and they're like getting everybody out into the hallway. And so we're walking down the stairs. So we're like, okay,
They
cool.
say
So
you're
everybody,
not supposed to take the stairs during the elevator. I mean, what's this thing called? During an
the
earthquake. They
earthquake,
say that the stairs is the worst place to go.
we went down the stairs. So I'm like, okay, so we're downstairs now, and we're waiting. It's been some minutes. We never felt like any aftershock. So then they're all getting back in the elevator to go up, and I'm like, shouldn't we take the stairs up? Because what if the aftershock that hasn't happened yet happens while we're in this
And now we
elevator?
plummet to the final
And
destination.
full circle.
It
So
amazes me how quickly people return back to normal after an earthquake. That tripped me out in Mexico City. So wait, before I say that, was the building swag surfing?
yes, it was very much a swag
Yeah.
surf. Like you feel, and it's either like this or like a roll. And this one was more like jerk.
Uh-huh.
More, it was definitely doing the dip for
Uh-huh.
sure. And I was like,
Uh-huh.
and I think my mom had just gotten to Peru, and I was like, well, we went ahead and got that out the way for you. And so,
Right.
what the hell? Yeah, it was just her
She
being.
probably had never experienced an earthquake before though.
I don't know if it was her first. I don't know if it was her first, but I remember
Because
because
you've
I was
experienced them in California,
in
right?
California. Yeah. And even
Uh-huh.
there, I missed some because my body was like, nah, the ground don't move. What are you talking about? Like,
Bruh.
it's wild.
I remember them, man, when experiencing an earthquake is like for the first time is a very jarring experience. It was for me because what is happening right now? Like what and but then again, people go back to normal. Like
Yeah.
everything
The
stops for that
stores
minute
open
and then
back
people be
up.
like, okay, do
All
do
right,
do
then.
do, and it's like, hey, what we supposed to do
What
now? Cause
happens now?
like
Right. What do I do? And they're like, nothing. Go back to what you were doing before. Like, probably won't happen again for another month, if ever. You don't even know. But side note, have you seen in Louisiana now? they're up to like 6 earthquakes that they've had since December.
They say because they're down there fracking.
Because they're fracking, yes. Because all the water that they're pushing in, and it's close to some fault line, and it's disturbing it. And that's why all of a sudden now we're getting more of these shifts. And I'm like, y'all just not gonna be happy. Y'all just not gonna be satisfied. So it's just one, like, pieces of the United States are separated. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why?
That's crazy. So to button this up for the folks, because I know they may have questions, and y'all feel free to put questions into the chat if y'all have them as well. So y'all went with the apartment. I'm curious about the difference because the folks were laughing in the chat when you said gringo tax, and I was like, no, the gringo tax is really
That's a real thing.
because sometimes it can be 3 times the amount of what it actually costs. Like, it's very, very interesting, and it's very predatory, to be honest.
Yes.
So what is the difference, like, because I don't know the market there in Santa Marta, like what's the difference, for instance, in comparison to the Airbnb versus what you got coming off of Airbnb? Like, how much can people anticipate
it was
saving?
like a $600 difference. And I know that this Airbnb was more expensive. Like, there were other Airbnbs that would have been lesser expensive, but so I knew this was like a top end price. And that's why also I was like, I'm sure I could negotiate after staying here to get a better price. But even then, I don't think it would have been the price of this apartment that I'm looking at. You know, so it's like I could have saved something with this guy. But it's definitely a thing. You know, when you're looking at some 2 bedrooms out here are probably anywhere from like $800 to $900, maybe $1,000. And that's
off of Airbnb.
Off of Airbnb, and also the cost, like, of 800 or 900 if they're in like the apartment complexes, the complexes that have the gym and the pool and all that. Like, if you were renting a house, I would imagine it would also save you more. It would be lesser expensive then too, because you're not paying for all the amenities and stuff. So definitely a saving. So it's like, let Airbnb help you get to the place, and then scout and form your connections and networks and what have you, and see what's available outside of that system, because it's going to be a lot less expensive and less harmful on the local community. As much as you can. As much as you can.
Yeah. I hate that I was in a group chat one day and they were talking about gentrification, and they like were blaming it on the tourists, if you will, or the people who are coming into the area. And one thing I try to often remind people of is that the issue is with the greed of the people who are saying, oh, I can now charge 3 times as much because they can afford it, instead of this is just what it costs. So
or the government in those areas not paying people a wage that allows them to afford not necessarily to afford 3 times, because why charge that, but being able to afford that, the cost of living. Because the other thing that happens too, when as a tourist you move into these spaces, then now the businesses start shifting how they cater to you. And so now they're carrying products that you like, but it's more expensive, because if you're going to try to get your American brands, you're paying for that. Like, that's going to be a different
it's
cost.
going to be 3 to 4 times as much. It's going to be 3 to 4 times as much.
Like, please be ready. Like, you're still going to save overall on your groceries, but those things will be more than you would have paid for them in the States. So you have to look at how like the grocery stores are showing up and what the prices are that they're charging, and if that's more than what the locals would have been able to afford previous to this influx of tourists. And like, just being aware that there is a disruption to the like natural order of their lives because you are there. But that fault is not the fault of the tourists, it's the fault of the government and the companies that are exploiting that. Like the government should pay their people more, or set up a system where the people are able to be paid more, and then the companies. It's just hard to say in a capitalistic society that you shouldn't charge more because
Right.
people will pay it, but that's what happens. Unfortunately, that is
Yeah.
what happens. So
Yeah.
you do what
Yeah.
you can. You do the best you can.
You do what you can. You do what you can. Anything else before we shift into talking about what's happening in this world
Girl,
right now? Cause
no.
cause it's a lot. All right, so let's go ahead on and take one more commercial break before we get into the things that are happening here in the world.
Okay, be honest. Okay, be honest.
Okay, so that didn't want to work. That is weird. Let me try that again, y'all. Let's see what's happening. This Mercury child in this retrograde is tearing
Came
us
for
down.
you. Came for you.
Okay, I think it might work now. All right, hold on. I'm like, that was anticlimactic. Let's try it again. Let's
Take two.
see.
Okay, be honest. Are you the CEO and the assistant and the person who fixes the Wi-Fi and remembers everyone's birthdays? Yeah, that's a full-time job, times 4. I'm Kalonda Jackson, Chief Visionary Officer of Visionary Executive Network. And I help people like you stop doing everything and start building businesses that don't run on chaos and caffeine. Your ideas, they're brilliant. Your systems, they might be a bit rough. Your team, they mean well, bless their hearts. But you deserve more support than vibes and AI prompt responses. And then we take all that stuff in your head and turn it into strategy, structure, and real support. I'm talking SOPs, team clarity, peace of mind, and your weekends back. At least some of them. So if you're tired of doing the most with the least, book the call. Because burnout is not a business model. Let's build something wildly joyful by letting Ven take you from dream to done.
Oh, so you can learn more about Visionary Executive Network at visionaryenetwork.com. All right. So it's a lot that's going on out here in this world. And we have quite a few things that
Yes.
we are going to run through about what's going on. So the first thing is that word on the street is that the Target fast ended. Okay. Now I pulled together some clips, okay, to give us context
Yes.
about what happened. Okay. Because since there was this big announcement, then there was like a retraction, then
A
like
great
a whole
wolf
thing.
pack.
All right.
Correct.
Now, I want to give y'all a trigger warning because when I tell you this man and his voice and his way of talking aggravates my soul, like aggravates my soul to the core.
Oh.
I was watching the videos last night to like make sure I had everything together, and I was like, shut up. Aggravates my soul. Okay. So anyway, so Jamal Bryant is a pastor bishop that is in the US, and he made an announcement the other day about the Target fast ending. Now, just for context, if you don't live in the US, Target is a retail company along the lines of Walmart. I don't know if y'all have those in your countries either, but it's a large conglomerate, okay, of
Big
a
box, home
retail store.
electronics, retail, grocery,
All sorts of things are in the
all the
store,
things.
right?
Yes.
And so Target, over the course of their history, had developed different types of programs to work with Black people and Black businesses, and all of that. And then when Trump got into office, they rolled back their diversity, equity, and inclusion program in order to, I don't know what their in order to was, but they rolled it back. And so a consequence of that is that the Black community called for a boycott on Target. Okay. So that has been happening for over a year now. Now, Jamal Bryant claims that he last year had called for a fast,
Right.
which
A
is
Lenten
different
fast. A
apparently
Lenten
from
fast of Target. In
Lenten fast.
addition,
It was
correct.
only in
Supposed to
addition
be
to the
for Lent.
boycott that was already going on. So let me play some beautiful bean footage so that we can get everybody caught up. Tusha said, I remember Target when I was in Indiana. It was nice. And in full transparency, I used to have, oh, I keep raising my hand, sorry. I used to have a Target addiction when I lived in the US, because Target was right down the street from my house, right? So I used to be in Target. Okay. So I just want to say that from jump. All right. So let's watch a couple of these clips. Feel free to give your reactions there in the chat. I see Bianca talking about the man of God. I cannot roll my eyes any harder. Like I really can't. Okay, but here we go. Here we go.
It's been a year and I'm grateful. I didn't think we could do it, but we did. History has just been made. The most effective and powerful boycott by Black people since the Montgomery bus boycott 70 years ago. We asked for 4 things, and I'm grateful to God that we've got 3 of them. They have invested $2 billion back into the Black community as they pledged after the death of George Floyd. On top of the $2 billion, an additional $100 million to immediate organizations that are meeting the needs within our community. Number 2, we asked them to partner with HBCUs. They have found, and we have found collectively, one that will do our pilot program with 12 other HBCUs to follow. Number 3, a reimagining of DEI. It's been a rough year for our community. 300,000 Black women have lost their jobs, and this is the highest unemployment for our people in years. The only thing that we didn't get accomplished, but we're still working towards, is an investment into Black banks. And I'm believing by grace, it's going to get done. This new CEO has come handling business, and I'm glad to walk with him. The immediate Target fast has come to an end. We claim victory. We're grateful. Go in or stay out. But I'm grateful unto God. It's over.
This mic drop walk off, like I can't. I'm about to fight Bianca. She in the chat talking about glory, girl. Shut up. So that was the announcement. Okay, that was made.
Co-sign
Now,
his
next,
mess.
next. This is CNN anchor Victor Blackwell. He had Jamal Bryant come on the show and ask him some questions. All right. So this is what happened after he did his dramatic walk-off mic drop.
What did you get from Target? Pastor Jamal Bryant started his Target Fast movement around Lent last year. This week, he announced this.
The immediate Target fast has come to an end.
But leaders of a boycott effort that started in Minneapolis, where Target is headquartered, say Pastor Bryant does not speak for them. Why did you end your effort?
Initially, the fast was just supposed to be 40 days. It has gone a year. With the previous CEO, we weren't able to make any headway or push forward. With the new one, we were able to begin talks. I was very, I thought clear, I was not, that the fast was coming to an end. But the boycott is continuing.
You got Target to fulfill 3 of your 4 demands.
Yes.
One of them was that Target should reinstate all programs promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion.
A reimagining of DEI.
What does that mean?
Is under this administration, diversity, equity, inclusion is illegal. They changed it to belonging.
Target announced their belonging policy January 24th, 2025, a month before you launched the fast. So how is this belonging policy dissatisfactory in March of 2025 enough so that you launch a fast, but it's satisfactory enough in March of 2026 to end it?
A lot has happened in this last year from when I first came to announce it. 13% of their board is African Americans. They have a pipeline to take those from entry level to C-suites. But those who have driven extra miles to go past Target, those who have logged off from online spending, those who have cut up their Target credit cards, says it's much bigger than that one issue.
That policy was in place before you launched your fast.
Yes.
So if it wasn't good enough then, how is that same policy good enough now?
Yeah, what I am saying to you, it is not good enough, is that they want larger numbers, they want a larger incubator, they want a larger footprint.
So you acknowledge now that since the video, since calling off the fast, that that is not something that you can check off as a win?
No.
Okay.
Yes.
So now you've got 2 of the 4.
Yes.
Okay. What did you get from Target?
Yes, absolutely nothing. And I am proud of that we've got clean hands in it, that none of my colleagues received anything, my church didn't receive anything, none of my associates received anything. Go in or stay out, but I'm grateful unto God it's open.
You going in or you staying out?
I'm staying out with the people. The overwhelming majority of what it is that we're hearing is that it doesn't matter, that they don't plan on going back. And so I think we've got to recalibrate what is the tactic and what is the end goal.
Okay, so then that happened. All right. Now, after that, then he decided that he needs to apologize. All right. So here is his apology that he gave on his podcast.
This week, I failed at doing that. When it is that this week, I failed at doing that. When it is that I called for the end of the Target fast, most in our community and culture were disappointed, angry, frustrated, and bewildered. What did it mean? Have you sold out? Have you given up? You wave the white flag? And emphatically, the answer is no. I am not an employee of Target. I have not been compensated by Target. None of my colleagues or comrades have received a dime from Target. The church that I pastor has not received anything. No 501c3, no friends of mine have received anything from Target. Whenever it is that we met, we purchased our own plane tickets, purchased our own hotels, and never once were we ever even fed. We are grateful that we can stand before you with clean hands and a pure heart to say, in the words of Hosea Williams, that we're unbought and we're unbossed. But I wanted you to know that I've heard your emphatic outcry, that it wasn't just about those 4, but Target, in the community's estimation, was a prime candidate for cancellation, saying no matter what happened, you are not going back. I was reading from a different sheet of music. I made assumptions that were not true. And I wanted to apologize to you for being a leader that was out of touch with what it is that the community wanted and sensed what it is that the community were demanding. It's much greater than those four, and I've heard you, overwhelmingly so. And not having a good read of the room, I take full responsibility of. I am surrounded by brilliant, beautiful Black women. And so in no ounce of my bones or blood would I ever try to co-opt what it is that Black women are building, publicly, privately, to the press, and in conversation. I have heralded out loud the remarkable leadership of Attorney Nakima, Representative Nina, and Sister Soldier Tamika Mallory. I think that they are incredible leaders. And I don't want history to record that I tried to stand in the way of the leadership of warrior women. I absolutely tip my hat to them for their innovation, for their courage, for their passion, and their fire. It was my intention then, as it is now, to walk alongside them, but to never walk in front of them. Let the record reflect and show that it was Black women that started this movement. It was Black women who were at the helm. And it has been my privilege to stand alongside them.
Oh. Let me read this comment. Bianca said, so let me get this straight. The pastor designated himself to lead a boycott that was already in formation, call it off, and then apologizing for believing he was bigger than the program. Got it. What,
Sir, who was talking to you? Why did we need a Lenten fast if there was already a boycott going on? And there were so many things he says that I'm like, okay, you're surrounded by beautiful Black women who've started this whole thing and that are in your presence. How do you put out a video like that without anybody saying something of like, hey, that's not reading how you want it to read. This sounds a lot like you're saying this is over. And you know, even if you didn't mean it that way, the press and the actual propaganda that's already out there is built to spin it the way they want it to come out. And it's gonna sound that way no matter what. Like, why would you even try to like muddy the water, create confusion, call an end to a boycott that is, I mean, for all intents and purposes, I guess working. I mean, because I don't, at this point, I don't know that it's something that we're like, Target could turn around tomorrow and be like, yeah, here's $250 billion to banks. And people will still be like, you know what? Nah, fuck that. Like, why did we have to go through all of that to get you to side on the right side of history? Because it's not just Black people or Black women, but yes, that is our plight. But DEI is bigger than that. And you were willing to throw that away to kowtow to a political system that is intent on keeping people unfed, unhoused, and uneducated. Like, you could be like, yeah, here's $1 billion to the bank, and that's still not gonna like motivate me to go shopping back at Target. So all that to say, like, why would you even feel that this was something that we should go back to, even if they did fulfill these 4 pillars that they didn't at the time of you
that
saying
they
that they
didn't.
had? Make it make sense to you.
So I want to be very transparent and saying I can't stand Jamal Bryant. I really can't. I don't like him as a person. I feel like he is a horrible person. And I know that people think of him as the man of God. And I think of him as a lying, conniving, cheating ass
right.
person. Okay. So I think that needs to be stated first off before I say anything else. I don't like him. Okay, at all. I can't stand his stupid voice. And I don't believe that he speaks for any people but his own pockets. Okay.
Obviously.
So having said that, Granola Flossin said, look, you didn't ask how he supports black women. He like this whole like, and there are black women and beautiful black women, and I got black women around me and the black women and the black. So why the hell was you inserting yourself into this in the first place?
This was never your thing
Nobody
to
asked
speak
you to
on
say a damn thing
at
about
all.
nothing. It was never for you to talk about in the first place.
At
Why
all.
did you need to call a fast? It's already a boycott going on. You inserted yourself into the situation, then went down to the Target and did a dramatic interpretation of it's over, y'all. We did it. Come to find out, they ain't did nothing. If you sit
Nothing.
here talking about DEI and reimagining DEI, that's what a man said. Well, how is this any different? Before you called the fast, they had already said that they
We're
were
gonna
going to do this
reimagine, call it
belonging or whatever, da da
belonging.
da. So how is this different? Well, it's not. So actually, what they did is they wrote some checks, and that was good enough for
Right.
you. That's actually what it
Right.
comes down to is they wrote some checks, and that was good enough for you to co-opt something that was already in progress, that is continuing to be in progress, so that you could get your moment to shine. We did it, y'all, with your dramatic walk-off. I can't stand him. I can't stand him. I can like, oh my God, oh my God. I am so aggravated. And I have been on record as saying when the Target boycott started, I did not agree with the boycott. Like the way that it was going, that they were going
Mm.
about rolling it out. I
Uh-huh.
felt like it needed to be more strategic so that we were able to support the Black businesses that were in
That were
Target.
in there.
And
Yeah.
so yeah, so I really felt like it should have had more context around it. But nonetheless, we get on board for the good of the things and all of that, right? So Target's bottom line and their stocks plummeted and they lost money. And now they got this new CEO. So now all of a sudden the new CEO is playing ball and they done wrote checks. And so now we did it, y'all.
Voila.
Hey, hey
No.
boy, hey sir,
Relax.
listen,
Relax.
listen. So now you got to go and do an extra PR apology campaign because I got it wrong. I
Because you
was
know
out
what's
of
not
touch.
gonna
Yo,
play? Right.
what?
No,
What?
I was
What
saying
was not gonna
because
play?
what's not gonna play is the apology and the walk back. Because they will never, ever, ever give that as much publicity as, oh, look, Bishop Bryant said it's over. You can now come back to Target. And it's just this underestimation of the power of media and the people that aren't informed that will see that and go, oh, cool, it's over. Because they see somebody who's speaking with a voice of authority, who has the mic, and go, okay, cool, I'm going back to Target now. And it's like, that's not what happened. That's not what it was. It's almost, it made me think of the government shutdown when they went back on the promise of a vote. And I'm like, we done went through all of this. The government has been shut down for all of these days, and you have given up the momentum and the leverage that you had on the promise of a vote, not on an outcome, the promise to vote on what you need to happen. What kind of stupid? Okay, all right. But it sounds like that. And now we're seeing what's happening with that as we're in the middle of another shutdown where it's like, if only we had held the line back then, we wouldn't be here right now. And so it felt very similar of like, you are here to sow seeds of confusion, sir. You are playing into the games of the people. Like, this is why. This is what we're talking about. It's like, read the room. Read the room.
An agent of confusion and chaos. That's what the hell he is. An agent of confusion and chaos. The comment says, girl, folded like a lawn chair. So let's talk about, there is currently a partial government shutdown that is happening right now. And it is affecting TSA. And so we found some videos to give us some context about what is happening right now in regards to the current partial government shutdown.
So DHS announced 4 hours ago that they were going to suspend TSA PreCheck and Global Entry because of their lapse in funding due to the partial government shutdown, as they're trying to negotiate for more ICE funding, while Democrats are saying, hey, they shouldn't be able to wear masks and should have some form of accountability. Now, the Department of Homeland Security has walked this back a little bit due to big pushback, right? Of course, it's limiting people's ability to move and freely travel. And they made the claim that, well, this was because of staffing shortages and TSA is going to be open on a case-by-case basis. But Global Entry and TSA PreCheck actually help expedite traveling, reducing wait times for travelers. This feels more to me like exercising the ability to interfere with travel, inconvenience people, delay people getting in and out of their destinations, rather than saying, oh, we're actually trying to help the majority of travelers, because both of these programs actually expedite the airport process. And I think that this was really more of a chess piece to negotiate what they want for terms. And it gives me a lot of pause because I'm getting ready to go to Europe this coming week, and it makes me very nervous on who they're stopping, who they're preventing from moving, things like that. Because again, this isn't about expediting the travel process while there's a partial government shutdown. This would remove the programs that do that expediting for travelers. So it'll be interesting to see what happens at airports. But if you are traveling, anticipate longer wait times as the Department of Homeland Security is shut down during this partial shutdown negotiation. And if you are traveling overseas, anticipate that Global Entry might not be available to you.
So let's show you all what things are looking like right now in TSA world in airport lines.
I want you to imagine you're heading to the airport for a spring break trip and you get this alert from your airport. Arrive 4 to 5 hours ahead of your flight because of super long TSA lines. That is exactly the post that came out on Sunday from Houston Hobby Airport. That is a huge hub for Southwest Airlines that's bracing for millions of travelers for the spring break rush. 4 to 5 hours is so early that you can't even check a bag that early per Southwest Airlines policies. The problem is the TSA lines are so long because of super short staffing. The issue is that TSA workers are working without pay. They're mandatory workers during this partial government shutdown that primarily targets the Department of Homeland Security. The Transportation Security Administration falls under that, so TSA workers are receiving $0 paychecks right now. And I'm told that many of them simply have to make sacrifices like call out of work to care for their kids because they can't pay for daycare. This is not just a problem in Houston, by the way. This is happening at Louis Armstrong International Airport in New Orleans. In fact, the line there on Sunday stretched so long that it went into a parking garage outside of the airport terminal. Charlotte, also a hotspot. Atlanta Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport, a hotspot. And Houston George Bush Intercontinental Airport, a hotspot. So this is affecting some of the busiest airports in the country, and we're nibbling at the heels of the start of the spring break travel rush. The end of this can't come soon enough if you're one of those folks who has plans to get out.
The comment Granola Flossin said, and we pay for that. We pay for TSA PreCheck and Global Entry. And so for them to just be like, we just not going to do that at all.
We're not going to do that.
When that actually is meant to expedite things.
Correct.
Something ain't clean in the milk.
It's always, and it's even in how they phrase it, of, oh, it's a TSA staffing shortage. And it's like, no, you're not paying people. Like, there's no shortage. The people are there. Correct. You're not paying them. And they're having to call out sick to go work to get money or to take care of their kids because they can't pay to have someone watch their kids while they work. So it's like, what exactly do you expect them to do? But like in these lines, you're having everybody PreCheck, Global Entry, all that stuff in one big line. And in some cases, in some airports, it is open at a certain point. So even with what you're paying for, you're still going to be in line for 2 hours and then hope that they pull you out to expedite you from there. And if you're lucky, Clear may be open that you pay for and is private. But in some places now, I'm hearing even the Clear lines are closed, which why? Why would they, like, why would that be closed? Why would that not be there for people that have paid for that service? So it's just very interesting. And it's just, the government has, and I mean, it's done this consistently. It finds a way to inconvenience you enough to be like, okay, well, if you get mad enough about it, then you'll start saying, hey, we need to end this. We need to end this shutdown. But it's like the whole purpose of holding out is because you guys are trying to put in all this extra money for ICE, still not for TSA. Like you're not, the Democrats and the people that are holding up this bill aren't holding it up because you want to pay TSA agents. No, it's because you want to allow these militia Minutemen free access and free reign to kidnap people off the street with no due process, do whatever you want with them, ship them back to countries they've never lived in against our own constitution. Like, that is what is holding it up. Like, that is what you're hoping people will get irritated enough about to just say, push that through. And no, we don't want that. That's why it's shut down.
And so Tulshed said, but spend billions of dollars for 3 days of fighting with
we
Iran.
got money for war.
Like,
we got money for war.
Got money for war, but can't feed the poor.
No, Department of Defense, it's $8,000 for a screw. Well, we got that. We need a bushel. We need a bushel of screws at $8,000 a piece. No problem. But clean water, education, food for the homeless, or unhoused, no. It's a socialistic policy. And they say it with such disdain. What is wrong for wanting to take care of the people within your walls that you've sworn to uphold this system for? It doesn't make sense.
It's just, so the title of the episode today is, are we seeing, you see the pattern yet? Like, this is what the US does. Like, let's create chaos. Let's cause people to, somebody messaged me the other day. They were supposed to be coming here on the trip and they were like, I don't even know that I'm gonna be able to get back. Like, I don't even trust like traveling right now. And this has been in the works for quite a while of creating this chaos. And it's a tool to be able to cause people to just be like, let me just go along,
just go
because
with
I don't want to rock the boat. And so let me just do the things. Like, this is so wild. And this is just scratching the surface, y'all. Like, this is literally just scratching the surface of a few things that are happening, because there's so much more than this. So one of the things that we often talk about here in this space is the power of community and being able to support each other, right? So times like this, for instance, where TSA agents are not getting paid and people have children, like, now is the time where we need people to operate as the home daycare and where we're bartering services so that people are able to, and it's unfortunate. When I tell you, it burns my britches like nothing else to have gone to work and not gotten paid for the work that has been done. Like, that burns my britches to a place that I don't want to get the cussing like I really want to cuss on here. It is so disrespectful.
It is.
For people to have to go to work and not get paid for the work that they are doing. And so I feel like we really have to divorce ourselves from the whole system. Like, we really have to think about how we can show up for each other and barter services so that we're operating outside of this cash changing hands system, because the government is not going to cooperate. Like, they're not going to cooperate. That's not about to start happening. Even in the partial shutdown and them holding out for a vote, they're not about to do the right thing. They're not.
Right.
They're not. Yeah. So we are all we got. We, Ain't
Literally.
nobody coming to save us. Ain't nobody finna fix nothing. And I'm so disgusted with the Democrats and they're all the damn same. And I know people don't like when we say that,
But it's
but
true.
they're all the same with the same agenda. Keep the status quo, keep their pockets lined with the access and resources that they have so
Yep.
that they can do what they're doing. That none of them are actually concerned about the people.
The people.
None of them are actually concerned with doing the job that they were elected to do.
Correct.
And so we have to wrap our minds around that and have to be able to accept that so that we can then be the infrastructure that we need. Granola Flossin said they can't pay for nothing we need, like healthcare, quality public schools. Like, hey, education is done. I
It's
just need
done.
y'all to understand if you don't get your children out them people's schools asaptually, it is
Seriously.
not safe for our children in these people's schools. I'm telling y'all what I know, not what I think. I'm
Right.
telling you what I know, what I have seen, what I have heard, what I have read, what I know. It's not safe. When we
Yes.
think about healthcare has been the pits since forever, and it's
Since
so
then.
wild because people will
Ouch.
say things like, with us being outside the country, like they'll say things like, oh my god, like, do you have access to, the things, and do you go to the doctor? I would never like go to the doctor there, and I would never. Child, let me tell you
Child,
something.
please.
The best healthcare that I have had is outside of the US. The
Absolutely.
best. I was telling somebody just the other day when I got my braces. I got my braces in Mexico City, and I had gone because I've had braces 3 times now. So this last time I went because I had some teeth extracted. The last time I had got braces, and the spaces had opened back up because my dog ate my retainer. Shout out to Jack, rest in heaven.
All right.
And so I needed to get the spaces closed. And so I went into a smile design doctor, and she looked at my teeth and she was like, girl, the orthodontist will be here on Friday. You just need braces. I am not about to shave down
Right.
your teeth and do all of it. Girl, go get some braces. You got good teeth. Had that been in the United States of America,
Child.
honey, shave it down, get rid of her teeth. We don't care nothing about it.
That chair would have been laid back.
Okay.
Or say, yeah, you can come see the orthodontist and it'll be $8,500. Like, come on through. We'll
Or
get you.
and it's gonna be $1 million.
We gonna get you some
And that
bracelets,
my
girl. You pick out
braces
what color
cost
your rubber
me.
band.
Child, my braces cost me 1/3 of what it would have costed in the US. And so we have to like realize that we've been programmed to believe
Yeah.
that the US is like this amazing place with all of these amazing amenities, and it's the best place on the face of the earth, and it's the home of the brave and free. And it's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie. Okay. And so we have to like wake each other up so that
Yeah.
we are now able to say, what skills do I have that
Right.
I can support my community? Because
Right.
we got to look out for each other. They are not about to start giving a flying about us.
At all.
Okay. They
At
don't.
all. At all. And it's so disheartening because you see it all the time. And that is always the answer for living out of the country of like, is it safe? Do you have access to healthcare? Do you have these things? And it's like, we didn't, the people who came to the United States were not the doctors and lawyers and highbrow people of society. Like, the people who came over were the people who had trouble succeeding in Britain in that age, and they were struggling. So it's not like we ever were the pinnacle of all these things. That was always a lie. It was always propaganda to get people who had those skills
Right.
to come over and then do those things for the people that were here in the States. Like that was never something we intrinsically had on our own because we weren't from here. Like that wasn't
Right.
us. Everything we got came from someone else, came from building those communities, came from opening your mind to seeing other people out there and working together as a community. That is what actually built the story and the dream of it all. But for whatever reason, people like to feel like they co-opted that experience and they own it, and that we've done all this by ourselves and we don't need y'all. It's like, well, fine, go. Take your shit and go. No one is keeping you here. But to act like no one else contributed to how you got here in the first place is wild. And to put down every other country outside of these borders as if they are in, and not that there's anything wrong with living in a hut, but as if there's no infrastructure set up to provide for people, it's false. And the only reason people believe it in the States is because they haven't been anywhere. And so they don't know that Africa isn't just full of huts and giraffes, and that Mexico...
They don't know that Africa is a whole continent. They think Africa is a country.
Child. Start there.
Start there. So I wanted to grab one of the rabbit holes that we had planned for you all before we close out with our Asking Auntie. And it's about something that's been going down with AI. AI, artificial intelligence, Chat GPT and Claude and what have you. So can you give us some background into what is going on in the AI space? Because you had mentioned chat earlier. Yes. And so what's been happening down there to the AI?
So down to the AI. And I have to figure this out personally, because I do have a chat. I do use my Chat GPT, and I have even named him, and I feel comfortable with him. I call him a him. Anyway, his name is Leo. But the issue became Trump wanted Claude AI basically to give them being the government, unfettered access to basically mass surveil on people that were using the platform, and be able to use that to set up for weaponry, for spying, for whatever they wanted. And Claude AI was like, no, we're not doing that. We're not selling out our users. We're not giving you access. And in true Trump fashion, he had a temper tantrum, basically, and was like, well, fine. I am going to make sure that any federal agency doesn't use Claude. Yes, this is his statement. The United States of America will never allow a radical left woke company to dictate how our great military fights and wins wars. That decision belongs to your commander-in-chief and the tremendous leaders I appoint to run our military. The left-wing nut jobs at Anthropic have made a disastrous mistake trying to strong-arm the Department of War and force them to obey their terms of service instead of our Constitution. Their selfishness is putting American lives at risk, our troops in danger, and our national security in jeopardy. Therefore, I am directing every federal agency in the United States government to immediately cease all of Anthropic's technology. We don't need it, we don't want it, and we will not do business with them again. There will be a 6-month phase-out period for agencies like the Department of War who are using Anthropic's products at various levels. Anthropic better get their act together and be helpful during this phase-out period, or I will use the full power of the presidency to make them comply with major civil and criminal consequences to follow. We will decide the fate of our country, not some out-of-control radical left AI company run by people who have no idea what the real world is all about. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again, President Donald J. Trump. Now, side note, before I get back to this side note, this is from the same man who says that Claude AI has no idea how the real world works, who has said that, we're requesting we want voter IDs because voting is the only place that you don't have to show an ID. When you go to the grocery store, you have to show an ID. When you go to get gas, you have to show an ID. But when you vote, you don't have to show an ID. That's because it's corrupt and they want to lie. And I'm like, Sir,
You definitely have to show an ID to vote.
and sir, you clearly have never been to the grocery store and or gas station because I have never had to show an ID
Had to show an ID to grocery shop or get gas.
The fuck? Like, what?
Bro, this is a reality show. This is a real life.
This
This
is
is a
wild.
real
For
life
someone,
reality show.
who has had mental health issues, when shit like this happens, it's like, wait, maybe I am the crazy one because what are you talking about? Because it's just the literal, just fast awkwardness, just raw, full, loud statements that almost make you question the things that you know to be true. And I was like, let me just double check, Kalonda. Have you ever had to get gas and show your ID?
To get gas.
Like, let me just make sure. Let me just make sure.
And the last time I voted, did they not verify my identification and my signature before they allowed me to vote? What are you talking about right now? Like you're just talking.
Be serious. So anyway, so he put out this decree that Claude let him have access to all their things, and they said, "Fuck you, get out of my face." So then it backfired on him, obviously, because then even spaces like Microsoft were then forced to back Claude and be like, "Yeah, no, we'll find a way to continue working with you because we don't want all of this information in the hands of just anybody who has been allowing any and everybody in our government and into our business. Like you've already given access to social security numbers to Doge. Who knows where that went? They're wiping shit off the books just left and right because they feel like it, with no clue of what's actually inside the covers. But that's a story for another day. But for Claude and for AI, it went so disastrously wrong that everybody like dropped, not everybody, but there was a large unfollowing, unsubscribing from ChatGPT because at the same time, Chat then was like, "Oh, pick me." Like they paid the pick me in the game and was like, "Oh, we'll do it." And it's like, what? And so then they had to realize, "Oh shit, that was a bad move. I probably shouldn't have done that." I'm like, let me back on out of there. Thank you. Let me back on out of there. I shouldn't have said that. And so it's like people, I don't know, people are just doing very interesting things in these moments. So it's very important to watch how it's playing out. But that is what's happening in the AI space. So Claude wound up getting a lot more followers, bigger companies, places surrounding them and insulating them. Again, the community of it all, because that's the only way we can win. And we're used to seeing when this stuff happens, especially with this Trump administration, that these bigger companies have kowtowed and have bowed down and said, okay, cool, sure, we'll get rid of all of our DEI programs and we'll do what you're saying. And this is what it takes. It takes somebody to say, no, fuck off. What are you going to do about it?
You're not doing it.
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
So, Toolshed says scary stuff with AI and surveillance, and Granola Flossin said we're not supposed to anyway. So, I am really evaluating how I use or don't use AI in my life. Knowing that ChatGPT was just like, come and see everything and do everything and all that, it definitely was like, okay, so we're done here, type of thing. But the other thing is the amount of resources that AI uses is blowing my mind. And it's also so crazy because we now have to make AI not be a part of things. Like now when we do a Google search, people are putting minus AI because they're pushing it everywhere. I was on it was in my Zoom meeting the other day and I was like, they have an AI summary assistant. You know, I was looking for something on another app and it was like, here's our AI. It's everywhere. Like, and so the ability to now figure out how to divorce and decouple and like come away from it is also wild because we're using it without consent. Like if I go on Google right now and I'm like, what time is it in Bahrain? It's gonna give me an AI
AI
answer.
overview. AI overview. And then
You
a little
know?
snippet of Bahrain and its, population. It's you can't even assume now when you're calling places that you're talking to real people. Like
Mm,
the the number of like automated, and I'm not talking about like the IVR, like the press one for whatever. I'm saying like,
mm-hmm,
hi, this
mm-hmm,
is Christina. How can I help you today? AI. You're asking that
mm,
question and you're getting an AI robot that's running that question
mm,
through and giving you an AI
mm.
response. Just like we're able to create music and create songs and do all these things, they're able to mimic your voice and whatever. Like they have now pushed that into reception. Like you're able to run a
That's
whole
crazy.
reception desk with AI. Because I mean, in theory, think about it. You're looking at a calendar. Is there space? Yes, I can do it. Let me put in the notes of what you said you needed. I'm done. Reception finished. You never talk to a real person. She doesn't live there. It's not an outsourced person in the Philippines. It's AI. It's a computer. And that's a computerized voice that you're talking to. And you would have no idea. You would have no idea.
This is nuts. Granola Flossin said the U.S. government isn't supposed to be using it. The amount of work and the time to put something on the list of software you can use for work takes years.
Yep.
Tusha said, OMG, yeah, and on the phone too. The phone is automatically installing AI when I didn't ask for it. Like
Yeah.
it is, they're forcing it upon us. And so it's really making me just like I really want to just go back to an analog world is what I really just want to do. I just want to go back to an analog world. Back, they got that 90s challenge going on right now. Like, who were you in the 90s and all of that kind of stuff? I know it's not really possible, but I really just want to go back because I don't, why did my spirit sign up for this world? Like, this is nuts.
It's
This is
it's
Nutsville.
and how do you explain it? Like how do you? Yeah, it's very interesting, and it's not something that's going back. So that's the thing too. You have to figure out, and we talk
Right.
about this often here: responsible use and understanding how it is, and just even checking your sources and things that you're seeing, because again, just like on the phone, like all of these news sources, reports, you have to kind of go, okay, let me see, do I see this somewhere else other than Facebook?
Right.
To my people who are
Right.
over 40, don't get your news from
Girl,
Facebook.
let me tell you something. Y'all got to come off of that Facebook. Y'all got to come off of that Facebook. Y'all got to come off of that Facebook.
Because it is.
Y'all got to come off of that Facebook. It is not safe over there.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Like it is literally, you know how so I have a bunch of email addresses.
Right.
And you know how at one point, I don't know, let me use I statements. At one point, I accept that the email is just gone. For instance, my Yahoo email,
I
right?
still use my
It
Yahoo.
ain't nothing but spam over there. It ain't nothing but spam
I
over
don't
there in that
send
Yahoo
anything
email.
because
Ain't nothing good down there in that Yahoo email. Like it's just out of control. It's over. They're just sending things or whatever. That's where we are with Facebook.
yeah,
That's where we are. Like it has been so infiltrated by bots and AI.
in
And
Russia.
because our parents in Russia, our parents are there, right? So the
Right,
boomers are over
right,
there
right.
and they just spreading these AI videos like it ain't nothing
You're like, did you
and
see that lady with her
believing
pet bear? And I'm like, that's not real. That's
that's
not,
not real.
it's not a real person. It's not a real bear. Like none of that happened. It
That's not
completely
real.
is like why Snopes exist. The people who were scared for Robitussin, the people who say, let me copy and paste this post so you don't use my pictures, that Bill Gates is giving you money. Like it is a chain letter. Facebook is a
It
gigantic
is.
chain. That's what it is.
That's what it is. That's exactly what you remember they used to send. Didn't they used to send chain letters in the mail?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where they started. Yes.
Yeah.
They had there's a whole
Yeah.
documentary on Netflix about the lady who was the psychic lady, and then like the guy bought her company, and then he bought her likeness in the company, it was then sending out all these letters. So people were sending money, like $40 and $50 in cash, checks in the mail to get like $2 Chinese trinkets that supposedly she had blessed. Girl, it was wild. It was a really good watch. I can't think of the name, but yes, chain letters, a real thing for sure.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Touche said, who'd have thought the 90s was the golden age for us? Bianca said, nothing is good on Yahoo. Granola Flossin said, and they don't know better. Oh, Touche said, OMG, I'm so anxious about my parents. They're cooked.
Yeah,
they're cooked.
You have to watch
and it's
them.
like to try to tell them, hey, this is not real. Like they be getting mad.
Yeah.
And like really they be down them rabbit holes. And it be like, hey, but I be getting got.
Yeah.
I be watching videos and be like, oh wow, and I'll send it. And then I go back and I be like, now they only had 3 fingers. This is not real.
Because I think you had sent me the one from Kev on Stage where he does it. He was sending a video of a test where this lady has all of these different images and she's like, which one is AI and which one is real? And some of them you could tell, but some of them got you. Like you couldn't tell. Like I thought that was a tree that looked like a tree, but it was not a tree. In fact, so it's like, it's very,
we got to keep this in mind. Like we really got to keep this in mind and question everything, double check everything, look for multiple sources, like really,
where they're getting this
really,
from.
really correct. We got to look at them hands, but AI is getting better every life. But you got to look at them hands, got to look at them fingers, got to look at the motion that's happening at the time. 3 arms, 5 hands, exactly. My dad sending me AI videos all the time, mine too, and it's only getting worse. It's just like the Nigerian prince, chain letters. It's wild. It is wild out here. So we got to work together to keep each other safe, y'all, because we finna be cooked, okay? We already cooked, but we finna be cooked. All right, so let's wrap up with our Ask an Auntie. And so Ask an Auntie is the part of the show where you are able to send us a letter and get our opinions and also the audience's opinions about whatever your situation might be. You can submit your letters at tinyurl.com/askandauntie. And you can remain anonymous when you send the letter, but make sure you give us like some demographic information so that we have context around who you are and what the situation might be. So, what's our Ask an Auntie for today?
So let's see. This week's submission is titled, or is from, I should say, checking the headlines before booking the flight, which feels appropriate to what we were talking about. All right. Dear aunties, lately I've been having a lot of mixed feelings about travel. On one hand, I've always loved the idea of seeing the world and experiencing life outside of my bubble. I've even been thinking about planning a few international trips this year. Nothing wild, just exploring new places and maybe spending some time outside the country. But every time I start looking at flights or making real plans, I end up opening the news and immediately second guessing myself. There's always something going on somewhere. Conflict, political tension, protests, travel advisories. Sometimes it feels like the world is one headline away from chaos. And I find myself wondering if it's irresponsible to be planning trips right now. Part of me says life is short and the world has always been complicated. People have traveled through much worse times in history. The other part of me wonders if I'm ignoring warning signs and being naive. I don't want to live in fear, but I also don't want to pretend the world is perfectly safe either. How do you both balance being aware of what's happening globally without letting it stop you from living your life? And at what point does being cautious turn into letting fear make the decisions for you? Signed, checking the headlines before booking the flight.
That's what we've been talking about today.
I was like,
how do I balance that?
Yes.
Child, I'm trying to figure it out every day, to be honest with you. I'm trying to figure it out every day. I really am. I would definitely say I'm not gonna say to someone like not to travel. I really do think that it is a right to be able to travel. It's a privilege as well, but we should be able to travel to different places. I do think that if you continue to travel, that you have to do that with the awareness of what's happening in the world and understanding the different risks that are present, such as being able to leave, being able to return. If that is what you want to do. Um, I think that once people are able to get out of the US and able to travel, that they are then able to have a better understanding of what is happening in the world, because every place is not in full on chaos and imperial destruction like the US is. I'm assuming this person is from the US. And so when you are able to get to other places, then you're able to see that other countries and communities are functioning, and have communal spaces, and they are somewhat unplugged from the chaos, if you will. To the question of traveling, I'm sorry, to the question of balancing, I think it's important for us to do the things that bring us joy. I really do feel like the entire strategy right now is to keep us paralyzed and in fear. And being paralyzed and in fear prevents us from being able to strategize and to exist as a person. Like, they want us to just be robots and just be a cog in the
Clock in
wheel
and
and
clock
go do the
out.
things.
Exactly.
Don't think about nothing. Just you exhausted by the time you finish, go to sleep and repeat. And I think when you can break that cycle, you start to realize the power that you have within yourself to create your own types of experiences and connections and communities. So I think it is important to ask yourself, what are the things that bring you joy? And it's important to put those things in front of you so that you don't become paralyzed by fear. Now, I'm saying that, I also know that's a lot easier said than done. It is something that you're going to have to do with intention, because the world is not designed for us to be able to operate that way. But that is when I feel overwhelmed by the world, that's what I do. Is I say, what can bring me joy right now? Like, I have to tap out for a moment. And it is a balance to be aware, but also I'm turning this off right now, because the headlines gonna keep coming, and they're gonna keep being worse and worse and worse and worse. Okay. So at some point, it's got to be like, I understand that. And also, I'm going to do this because this is going to help me to be able to be a person and to help me stay grounded and stay in my right mind. So those are my initial thoughts.
Amen. Amen to all of that. I definitely think it's a big balancing act between the awareness and the fear. Um, and it's hard because we do spend a lot of time considering other people, considering other things when making decisions, and looking at, the information that's coming from the news, and the headlines can definitely be something that can color what your choices are, just as much as even talking to friends and family. Like, it's not necessarily a headline, but whatever their perceptions are of what they're hearing then becomes
Mm-hmm.
additional feedback for you to have to filter through. Something like travel and going out of the country, um, it seems like for Northern Americans that live in the United States, like this foreign thing that a lot of people have fear around because of the news that we tend to get already. And that has been happening well before what's happening currently. So it is pervasive. And it's something that immediately, when you're like, I'm going out the country, you get 50, 11 opinions of why you shouldn't do that. And so it's always going to be something that you have to temper, and really check inward of, what do I want to do outside of all of this
Mm-hmm.
noise? What do I want to do? Like, if it's still in my spirit that I need to visit this place, or I need to, go get mangoes over here, then okay, how can I do that safely? And that is
Right.
what you do. That is what you research. That is then what it becomes. It's not about making other people feel comfortable about your decision. It's just about, how do you get to be comfortable in that decision that you made. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I think
Mm-hmm.
that's a very, very big piece of it. Um, and to Kim's point of finding your joy, of what does that look like and where is that? For me personally, At what point does caution turn into fear about making the decisions? I was supposed to go back to the States in April, and I was afraid. I was like, I'm afraid to go back because I don't know if I'll be able to get out. And so I'm like,
Right.
as I'm watching the news of all these lines and people not being able to get places, and how long is this governmental shutdown gonna be? Like, I feel safer out right now than going back in
Mm-hmm.
and trying to figure out how I'm gonna get out again. And that's not even talking
Mm-hmm.
about cost, because I haven't even looked at plane tickets, but I imagine the price of gas and oil is driving that up too. So I don't even
Very
know that
true.
side. But I think a lot of it just comes down to really identifying what your goals are, and what's going to bring you joy in that moment, and provide that to yourself. And again, like we said earlier, just taking the input that you're getting with a grain of salt and checking it against your own moral compass, because you're the only one that can do it for you. And you have to trust yourself that the decisions that you made were the best that could be done with the information you had. And you go
Right.
with God and be blessed. That's it. That's it. That's all.
That's about it. Granola Flossin said it's more important than ever to see the world. Then you will know better what is happening in the US and to have others ask you about what is going on there so you hear the perspective and how others are seeing it. I could tell you for sure,
Huge.
around here in these streets, these folks is like, yo, it's wild down over there. Like,
Right.
I'm not trying to go there. Why would I want to go there? Like, they
Right.
murdering people in the streets over there.
Let's
Like,
not.
why would I want to do that? Yeah. So, but you wouldn't know that if
Right.
you're in the US and you're consuming US news and all of
Right.
that. So this is the last thing I'm gonna say before we go. And this was a comment, I can't remember who made it earlier, but they were basically saying that now we're in a space where we have so many voices that are talking
Mm-hmm.
about what's going on.
Yeah.
And it allows us to have a more holistic understanding of what's happening. So I would invite you to follow people that are in the places that you want to go, to follow people that have traveled recently so that they are documenting their experiences and kind of can help you to see what is actually happening. And then underscoring Kalonda's point, it's about what you feel like you need to do, not what anybody else feels like you need to do. Because some people are going to be paralyzed by fear and they're going to say, don't do, don't go, don't say, don't.
Mhm.
And if that's not what you're feeling in your spirit, it's really important for you to follow what you are feeling in your spirit and what is best for you. So, if you all have additional advice for our Asking Auntie author, please do drop that into the comments for them as we are all navigating what this looks like and balancing the chaos and the confusion with our own groundedness and stability. Okay. So we hope today gave you some laughs as well as some insight and information into what's going on. You know, we try to exist
Be
in both of
balanced.
those spaces, and it's an interesting line to
Yeah.
walk, you know, because sometimes we feel guilty when
Right.
we're laughing and being joyous in the middle of the world crumbling. Like it very much feels
But you
like
have to.
very in opposition to each other, but it is necessary for us to be able to make sure that we continue to remain in touch with our humanity. So tell the people where they can find you after this, please.
You can find me on Instagram at Kawana Bear, KAWANABEAR. You can find me on Facebook with Kalonda Jackson. That's my name. Hey there. You can also find me if you need help in your business, so making your systems make sense, take your dreams from done, all those amazing things. Then you can find me at visionaryenetwork.com. And then you can always find me on Cash App if you want to send me a blessing at $Kalonda,
Okay.
Kalonda. What about you,
Amen
Kim?
to
Where
that. All
you at,
right.
baby girl?
Um, and the best place that you all can find me right now is going to be over in the Patreon. It's called the Archive. And over in the Patreon is where I'm making that my social media right about now. I am actively putting my social media on autopilot. So I don't really have to be over there for real. All right. So I checks in sometimes and sometimes I checks out. Okay. But if you go over to patreon.com/slash patreon.com/minding my black ass business. You will be able to connect with me there and connect with the other folks that are a part of the Minding My Black Ass Business universe. And then if you are interested in Discover Your Destiny, again, please go to dyd25.com. So we will be back here in 2 weeks. So that will be what, the 29th? The
Yes,
29th.
ma'am.
So we'll be back here on the 29th. Tell somebody, all right? Tell somebody about the time that you had here. And once we immediately get off of here, if you all will please go and drop us some honey pots and some cheese into the comments. Also, again, we lifted up the toasties. We need to know how y'all feel about being called toasties. Does that resonate in your spirit? Because we trying to have a theme over here. So give us your input, and if you have any additional suggestions, please give those as well. And we will be seeing y'all next time. We want you to go breathe, go blow some bubbles or something, go shake that ass, go do something that can help you to be able to connect. If you have not already, please like the video. Make sure you have subscribed to the page. And we'll